Good evening. It is time for the final ShipCast of the 2024 season. We have had a very fun ride these past 16 weeks. We got one more tonight. Seattle in Chicago. We got some playoff sweats on the line. We got some pick'ems dialed up. I know a lot of you guys need some specific stuff tonight in your best ball playoffs, etc. So let's get it. I'm Pete with Pat and Gretch. It's the final ShipCast. It's the ShipCast, the ShipCast. We got some fun pick'em sweats dialed up. You mix in a couple lowers there to make sure people know you know ball.
All hires, because we know ball.
Yeah. You're going to lose anyway, probably, so just do the peppers.
Scorcher watch, everyone. Scorcher watch.
Oh, no!
The pick'ems aren't hitting. Baker, look
on.
the other way, you cuck.
You guys want to make some more pick'ems?
I'm back, baby. I'm emotionally invested.
Here we go.
Yeah!
Oh, let's go!
Yeah!
I just want to be clear. No one is asking you to watch the game. We're just asking you to watch us. All right. We are underway. Seahawks have the ball. Pat broadcasting from locations unknown. Gretch, how we doing?
Good. Where are you at, Pat? How you doing?
You're muted.
Doesn't know how to work the mute button still. we know that.
Unmuted. Can you guys hear me now?
No.
Yeah, a little bit. It's pretty bad. Once you start talking, I feel like it gets better, but whenever you start, it's like really clipped.
All right. Well, welcome to ShipCast. I'll mess with it.
Is it pouring rain right now? Where were the weather bros? No one got me worried about rain earlier.
Ben noted it. Ben noted it earlier.
Okay.
Yeah, it said that it would be a little off and on, but is it pouring? I'm not seeing pouring, am I? Am I missing it?
I feel like I'm seeing a ton
Is
of rain.
this in all numbers look the same thing for you, Pete? Because I don't see any rain, actually.
Really? I just saw a bunch of rain.
Oh, maybe I'm completely wrong.
It was because
That's good for us.
It was Roth. Kevin Roth had something that was like, yeah, 0 weather issues like across the board this week. Yeah, maybe I was just envisioning rain. There are some raindrops.
Okay.
Thank you. Some raindrops. All right, let's get the core up here on the board. We have 2 cores for tonight. We got a $400 giveaway. If we hit, they're very similar. Basically, just wanted to run the kind of the directional stuff we liked a couple different ways. The first one we got via JSN receptions, higher than 6.5, getting a little plus money on that. And then straight yards, rushing yards for Charbonnet, 71.5. And then this rivals that we liked is Rome versus Noah Fant. And we are giving up an 11 catch spot to Noah Fant, but that seemed like a good spot. And then on the other core, basically flipping yards versus rushing attempts for Zach Charbonnet, and then flipping receptions to receiving yards for JSN. So that's what we're looking at tonight.
And we were talking about the receptions and receiving our stuff for JSN. One of the things I liked for the reception side was some of the quick passing he's got, for a while now. But I mentioned it's not necessarily in every game plan. Already on tilt because the first play of the game, they did a quick pass to Tyler Lockett. They haven't done that to him in years. Like, I mean, this guy doesn't break tackles anymore. He's 90. What are we doing? Throw it to JSN.
I was on the
3 Sharps rushes already, which is nice.
I was on the yard side of the JSN debate because I saw this as probably a spot where passing volume was a little bit of a concern. Not a huge concern, but the Bears have been a run funnel for most of the season.
Oh, God.
Their run defense sucks. Who was that?
Early Noah Fant.
That's why I'm saying, oh, God.
Don't love that.
That's all right. We'll have a Dunze outs all game, which is nice.
All game,
Fant,
yeah.
We talked about this one a lot, and Fant isn't going to have any, I mean, knock on wood, but ideally won't have any huge plays or anything. Dunze could have some big plays. Fant had a big game last week, but I mean, big game by his standards. 3 catches for 50 yards, a few 15-yard catches, which basically doesn't get those. Now here he gets on the first drive, he gets like a 14-yard catch. But I still like our spot there. Anyway, you were saying, Pat.
Yeah, the Bears just are really bad against the run. They used to be really good against the pass. That's changed a bit. They're still better against the pass than the run, though. And the Seahawks have been willing to pass, but mostly it's been part of like them being down. They're not like they haven't dictated the pass to their opponents. So it's kind of like a setup where you would expect them to be leaning on the run, I think. The other part of it being they're favored. It's not a particularly high total game. So I just was a little bit worried about the passing volume, but JSN has been awesome. The Bears defense has gotten steadily worse over the course of the season, and they've allowed big plays all year. So could be a spot where even if we don't get a ton of receptions because they're leaning on the run game, there's still some nice plays through the year. Was the way I was looking at it.
Kenny McIntosh smashing.
Yeah, looking
Kenny
real
McIntosh
good.
looking good. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Right up the gut.
Yeah, Pete, you found this a Dunze Fant one and thought it was you thought it was, I thought it was, we all thought it was a fun one to play. What were you thinking? You saw it on the Rivals tab.
Yeah, it was actually they adjusted it a little bit when I first saw it. But yeah, I mean, same as you, Noah Fant's been at like average of 25 yards at most all season and had the one spike last week. And it seemed like his number was a little artificially inflated because of that. And then on the same time, we have seen Rome getting more and more involved as the season progresses. So yeah, I did like that spot.
Yeah.
Sharpening back in here. Yeah, that was definitely a fun one.
Because they use that AJ Barner, their second tight end, a good amount. Fant, yeah. So he went 3 catches for 50 yards last week. The 4 prior games, he had 3 catches exactly in every one of those and never went over 26 yards. So this is a receiving yard number, but he usually catches about 3 balls and goes for 20 to 30 yards. It's not, he started with 14 right away on the first drive, but they use that second tight end and they obviously throw mostly to DK and JSN. So, hopefully we're not seeing like a 7-8 target Fant game out of the blue. That would be annoying.
Do you guys have any individual rooting interests in this game for different stuff?
Not really.
Pat and I are and our buddy Davis and our other buddy Sean.
How do I check the score on that league? I can't figure out how far apart we are. I honestly can't check.
So,
I don't know.
It's
Leone
Leone does it in a spreadsheet. So the way that we do it is 5 teams. It's a dynasty league. 5 teams make a sprint style shootout, weeks 15 to 17, and he also adds in your average regular season total.
Right.
So Davis had a little bit of a boost from the average regular season stuff. He's had weaker scores in weeks 15 and 16. You, I think, have the most points in 15 and 16, but we're a little bit behind me in regular season score. So that adjustment has me slightly ahead of you. And you and Sean are almost dead even. And then Davis is behind you guys, but we're all 12 points apart going into week 17. Right. It's literally 12 points. It's super,
Sean
close.
Last week. I've had 2 good weeks in a row. Yeah. Sean absolutely smashed. You've had 2 good weeks in a row. But I think I had slightly the best week last week, and then Sean had the best week the week before that. But I came in with lower points, as you were saying beforehand, and Davis came in with the most points.
Right.
But it's just choking it away.
Yeah, Davis is having a rough go of it. It's kind of fun because it's the 4 of us.
Well, he won last year. He out tanked me in this league, so this is my reputation saver if I can pull it out this year.
And my team is
Davis got there first.
My team is all banged up, and I have Stephon Diggs, Christian Kirk, several other players that are hurt. But I've gotten super excited about this team for the last week or so because it does have some of my favorite dudes that were on all my good teams, redraft teams this year, which were it has Bucky, it has Chase Brown, it has Trey McBride, and I'm just this is a fun one to it's a dynasty league where I got my dudes on it, so it's a fun one to root for. It's got Xavier Worthy, who I got a nice game out of yesterday, so I don't think I'm favored because I also have Nico Collins, who didn't do anything But I have Mahomes and I have Mark Andrews. So I got off to a nice start yesterday,
Nice.
other than the Nico score.
Well, where's this spreadsheet? Can you send it to me?
I made my own. I have my own spreadsheet.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Where we're at.
Can you send me that?
Basically, though, you can
I'd
just
love to know
you
how
can
I'm
go to
doing.
the league and go to live scoring, and you'll be able to see.
Okay.
Because
All right.
we're like 7 points apart. You're 5 points behind me, and Sean's 5 points behind me. Davis is 7 points behind you guys. That's basically it. Going in.
Got it. Okay.
Sounds like you guys need to commission PD from bbmdb.com to
Seriously.
make a special live sweat tracking just for your individual Dynasty league.
There's a bunch of dudes in this game, though. You have Swift on your team. Sean has multiple.
You can tell I haven't paid that close of attention to the league, given I have the underswift.
Yeah. Guy you're super into. Sean has Gino, a couple other dudes. Davis has like all the random guys. He has Lockett, Cole Kmet. Like if any of those guys score, it's going to be good for Davis. So
Right.
Anyway,
Any quarterbacks that we have going? Because it's super flex.
Sean has Gino. I don't think anyone has.
Oh,
Gino.
okay.
Do any of the hosts have BBM finals? No.
No.
No,
We'll be talking about those.
we almost did.
Hang on, look at the shot. It is raining hard
Yeah,
there.
It's coming
That
down.
time,
Look at that.
I feel like I was seeing crazy things.
Vindicated.
No, I have my rooting interest tonight in the Chow Chow final. I have Charbonnet. So that's
Nice.
that's my piece, my only piece in this game.
Yeah, let me see.
Liam has 2 finals teams in BBM.
Yep.
Wow.
One of them is the team that kept showing up on the Sims last week that we looked at is very good.
Nice.
Oh, that made it. Nice.
No, Leone had 6 semifinals teams and came up a little short on a couple of them.
Yeah, he had the tough sweat he was mentioning to us where because Leone was really into Brian Thomas. I remember all offseason. I remember doing the pods with him. Like, I mean, several people were, but I felt like he was very consistently like, this is a dude that's a first round pick. All these things is undervalued, like pretty much throughout. But he got into a situation where in 2 of his pods he had a shot to get there, and he just didn't have Brian Thomas on those teams, and he got buried by Brian Thomas's touchdown. That's just that's the worst sweat where you're like, I have him on one of my highest owned players. I have him everywhere, but my best team doesn't have him, and then I get buried by him. It's like that fucking sucks.
That's so brutal.
That's the whole thing too. I mean, I'm sure we'll talk all off season about it, but the thing with huge player stands, like I kind of get it across a portfolio, but like in a single contest, it's like the way the gauntlet is set up. It's like you could be so fucking right. I mean, look at what happened with so many Barkley and Henry teams in week 14, and then you're just wiped out. It's I'm sure there's some of those guys that had massive bags of that got a few teams through that might not even have those guys on it. And it's like my big stand that I was right on, and now I don't even get to root for those guys in the finals.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Dunze.
So I'm in the puppy final, and I have Jalen Hurts on the team and Caleb. So actually, that team pretty badly needs Caleb. And I've got Keenan and Rome on it as well. So it's a
you got a Caleb double stack on it,
and I actually in Komet too. So it's I got Bears triple
on that one. Yeah,
Bears triple in here. No Seattle bring back. I blew it.
Kind of slowed that route down. Make that play, buddy.
Yeah.
Dunze's been
shout out to Eli in the chat, became a member, gives some memberships. He's whipping up some karmic run good here with his BBM final team.
Yeah, good luck.
Man. Yeah, it is like I was realizing this today, and Pat, I don't know if you like going through the walkthrough, but I was looking at the stuff for the main slate with Battle Royale. It is one of the grossest slates.
It's gross, man. It's really gross.
So bad. Like it broke my spirits because I'm like, last week I was so excited to max the BR, and I'm like, I might put 50 entries in and just stop. Like it is that ugly of a slate with how they spread out this entire week.
Yeah, I mean the walkthrough decision for me is honestly going to be, do I name it after a Saturday guy? Because normally it's the main slate, right? But I was just like, of the two slates, the Saturday slate's more fun. There's actually some interesting plays there. The Sunday
like,
slate is yeah.
The moment that for me, like there's lots of moments when you're looking at it, but it was, did my first drafts and I was like, I like Jordan Addison, but when Jordan Addison is the 18th pick off the board, I know it's a really rough slate.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And there's lots of interesting plays, but like you're saying, it's so spread out.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get to the
the full
Sunday
like
slate.
week 17 slate is fun, but it's just like this trickling aspect of it is pretty brutal.
Totally.
My only final is I did get one in the sprint final, but it was a Garrett Wilson team that is not going to cash in this. Or I mean, I think everyone makes money in the sprint final, so it's going to make a little bit of money, but it's going to be like a min cash. And then I was looking through this week, and I did 10 marathon teams. I think I only did 5 sprint teams. Made one through 10 marathon teams. 4 are currently cashing. 5 right now are either in first or second in their leagues. 4, maybe all 5 are currently cashing out of like 10 teams. And I was looking at them and they're like the best fucking teams I drafted, because I actually took some early running backs on these teams a little bit more frequently. I was like, it's marathon. I want to get some early points, whatever. Like, it doesn't matter if they get hurt. They give me half a season. Like, that's great, And then I'll still draft my 0 RB guys late. But like all my best fucking builds are in the marathon.
Has that? I didn't put any entries into that contest. Has first place been locked down for most of the year? Has there been jockeying at the top of the leaderboard?
It's not something I've paid attention to until my other teams fell apart. I have to tell you that finding good teams in the marathon was I'm looking at it right now. First place has a 1-point lead over second, and then
so it's
6
close.
points over third, 3 over fourth, 1 over fifth.
Wow.
It's all very close to the top right
What
now.
do we do in Seattle?
What a terrible play call.
Finding these teams in the marathon, my response was I never want to do the marathon again, because it was like, I drafted. I mean, it's cool, but like I drafted these 10 teams and I have some good teams here, and I don't know. It's just like it's tilting that they're not in a bigger tournament, some other kind of tournament, like any other kind of tournament.
It's not my favorite tournament to do that.
Well, and the bigger reason it's tilting, I guess, for me is because I do all the trips to the border, right? And I do all my drafts in batches. And when I was looking through, for example, these teams don't have a lot of Rashee Rice. They do have a lot of JSN. So this was one of the trips where I was taking a lot of Rice over JSN in my early trip, but I was talking about liking JSN as well. This was one of the trips where Rice's price had already risen. And then I started hammering JSN in the 8th. I didn't have to make that choice anymore, right? And so then it's like, fuck this. I only was doing batches about like 50 teams. Well, I was doing probably 10 marathons at once, and I took a high number of JSN in this contest, and it was like really effective. But I want that in my BBM portfolio more,
Right.
If I already don't get enough distribution in the dates that I draft, so I just got to do them in the big contest. That's going to be my strategy next year.
I am also,
and I didn't know if I would finish BBM, but I didn't make the number of August trips that I wanted to. I think I only did one in August because you get so busy. So I finished with 101 BBMs. I didn't max it, which wasn't really intentional. It's just I didn't make enough trips. And so I'll probably just start earlier, just hammer more BBMs next year.
Yeah, I have JSN in the mini Schnauzer too. I just realized as well.
Nice.
Yeah, got Drake May on that team. I got Drake May to a final, guys.
There
Hell
you
yeah.
go.
But it's the mini Schnauzer too.
What was that throw, man?
JSN
just
wide
sitting
open
in the pocket, wide open, and he just. What the fuck was that?
Slow start to this game. Not great, Bob. Sharp's had a nice little catch there, Pete. He's already got some. He's got some points for that Chow Chow team.
Yeah. I mean, I think I'm not. With the way these, everyone understands how these finals work, but it's like kind of this sick thing where you can't even Sharps is going to always have a good floor, in a spot like this, but it's just like, can he have the ceiling? Like that game he had, was it against San Francisco?
Cardinals. Right?
Cardinals. Yeah. Where he rips off the bit. It's like, can we get some of that?
Yeah.
Yep.
That was sick. That's one of those games where you're like, why didn't I see that Charbonnet was such a smash? And then like he doesn't do anything for like 2 weeks. You're like, oh, that's why I didn't see it.
There's been like a couple weeks like that week where it was like the Garendo Sharps week, and then even last week, I'm thinking like BR ADP, but like JT and Chuba were both later round picks. Like we've had like a stretch now of the kind of the slightly overlooked backs just absolutely smashing.
Yeah, Connor was like slightly overlooked in his week.
Yes, he was. Yeah. And then he jumped up. He went from like ADP 30 to ADP 10 after that week.
So all these backs are pretty similar, but
he was going to freaking destroy last week, and then he got hurt. I mean, he had another really huge game, but left early, like left in the third quarter.
He's looked awesome every time he's, been fully healthy.
For sure. Dunze. Well, we do have a Swift.
Yeah, let me pull up some. So we had the cores that we showed you guys, and then we ran a couple different expanded ones here. So yeah, we have a 26-point hole now that Rome needs to claw out of here for the 2 cores. We ran a Sharps higher slider rushing yards. These were just in the Discord for those of you in there. And then we did a Keenan slide with that. We did a JSN reception slide paired with DeAndre Swift scrimmage yard slide. Then this one was kind of a slide on the core, took the same core, but slid JSN receiving yards, slid Charbonnet rushing yards a bit. And then there was one more we did here, or no. What did we do?
So that's a double yards one, which is interesting because we have.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's cool. And then what's the DK one?
Here's the DK one. The DK one is very similar, except just subbing out DK slide instead of the JSN.
Nice.
But we could really use some Rome.
What is the hope for the Bears head coach? Like, what are we rooting for here to get them a new in the future next year? I mean,
I think we're just rooting for anything mildly inspiring because they're you guys know I did the George McCaskey thing, but they're a very old school ownership group that has basically just, my understanding is, sort of passed off those types of hiring decisions to the types of, whatever it is, hiring advisory committees and things that tend to just be really heavily influenced, I think, by the agents. And so you wind up with a pool of retreads that are like, oh, this guy deserves another chance, but he isn't actually deserving of another chance by any means. You need to make these good hires, you need to have the type of ownership group that understands that, like, you're being pitched on a bunch of retreads in a league where the retread hit rate is very, very low. And it actually isn't a job about experience. It's a job about dynamic thinking and forward thinking, and the league is evolving and innovation and understanding. You do need to be moving forward. You can't be, this guy was good 20 years ago, but then struggled and then has been out of coaching for 10 years. Like, that guy's fucked. I mean, that's just sort of the way that it works. Anyway, I don't know that the Bears ownership group is the one that's going to make that distinction based on their hiring. So, I mean, for me, it's like just literally anything. I think people are talking about Ben Johnson, same division, right? If they could get Ben Johnson in there to work with Caleb Williams, I think that would be fucking awesome.
Ben Johnson's kind of like, he comes preloaded in any coach conversation.
Right.
Yeah.
You got to talk to Ben Johnson because he'd be a win for anybody to get. But if it's not Ben Johnson, like, do you think there's a chance they just bring back Thomas Brown?
I would guess not. That would be surprising.
Okay, good. Because the way you're talking about the ownership.
He wasn't even the OC, right? He got promoted to OC from position coach, like quarterback coach after.
I think quarterback coach, yeah.
Yeah.
I think like if he would have set the world on fire.
After Waldron was fired after the Patriots game, and then
yeah.
And
then promoted again.
If they had like one out or something with him, maybe he would have forced his way in the conversation. But like, They have to
Yeah.
toss their fan base the thing and being like, okay, we had the whole new rookie class come in. We kept the retreats, and then that didn't work. And now they have to give some fresh meat to being like, no, we're actually taking this rebuild serious. Like, they got to give them some kind of name.
I haven't seen this from Bailey, but he says Ben Johnson wanted the Bears job last year if it became open, according to Breer. Then every media insider has said he wants that job this week. I do think it's been confirmed that Ben Johnson was offered jobs last year and basically was like the right job opening wasn't there for him. And then he talked about it this offseason and a little bit more when he was asked about that, because usually guys don't turn those things down. And he was just like, it doesn't have to be a perfect situation, but I do want it to be the right opportunity, because you don't, I mean, it's very level-headed. It's like you don't get a second chance, right? I mean, some guys get a second chance, some guys don't, right? Like when you're a head coach, you better step into the right spot. And he knew he had some sway, and he knew he was in a good spot. He could go back to Detroit and have another good year and still be, on the top of a lot of lists. He can kind of choose his opening. I would think this would be appealing to him, right? Coming into Chicago with Caleb Williams.
You'd think. Yeah.
It's not very far to uproot his family. Detroit's not far, right? He knows like the area and stuff. I mean,
we got Aaron in the chat. He's 2 games behind the leader and third for the Westgate Gold Super Contest, and they got Seattle -3.5 tonight. So far, a lot of antacid per Gino drop back.
averaging 1 antacid per Gino drop back. He was trying to.
Wow, you speak typo. I was like,
yeah, I did
staring
not.
at
I was like, I can't.
No, he had another comment right after. We wrote averaging.
Oh, averaging. All right, yeah, let's get some Seattle going.
I was trying to make sense of it too, and then I saw the other comment.
Wow, Sharps.
That's
I thought he was
McIntosh.
dead there.
That was Kenny McIntosh.
That was
That's Kenny,
McIntosh. All numbers look the same.
They all look the same.
Well, it is 25 and 26, to be fair.
Yeah.
Those are almost the exact same. McIntosh was a guy that had like a little bit of interest. He's one of these like Kyrie type of like, well, he wasn't athletic or.
He had a
really
great
any reason that the
preseason. You
season
guys
was good,
might
but-
remember I was like, I got out on Sharps like halfway through August because I was like, it seems like it's going to clearly be Ken Walker, which that part of it was fairly true early on, but Walker's been banged up. But then I was also like, this is concerning that the number 3 back is like looking really good in preseason and has a little bit of a profile. Instead, Sharps was like the best pick he could make because he got several spot starts and was the absolute workhorse in those spot starts. I mean, it was a great call. But McIntosh did look really good in the preseason.
He looks good.
Good and whenever he's got the ball. I mean, he looks like a player for sure.
All right, 3rd and 2. Let's keep a drive alive, Seattle, please.
Gino,
find it.
comfortable. Yeah. Oh no, JSN, we needed a catch.
Come
I thought he had one.
Man,
Come
what
on.
a brutal start to this game.
Gino had time there. He could have gotten it to Charbonnet. He was
Yeah, I thought Charbonnet in the flat.
he had him. Yeah,
Yeah.
he like went through his reads.
We
Charbonnet's
need to go there
available. Like,
quick.
go
And
to
then I
Charbonnet.
thought Gino might be able to run for it, but he probably would have gotten stuck there.
And okay, that's not. I thought that was on JSN. You see that replay? JSN's extending toward the flat. He's got the sideline. He's got the defender. He knows the defender's behind him. The leverage is outside. That throw has to be outside, and he throws it back to the field side. So JSN has to try to reach back and catch that pass. You
I
couldn't
also
really tell that
didn't
from the
see
broadcast
Charbonnet's
angle.
route finish. I thought he was sitting in the flat, but he took it up as like a wheel route and was no longer available.
That behind the QB angle, though, JSN was open if he just threw that to the sideline. He had a lot of room. JSN left him a lot of room. Like, he wasn't breaking hard to the sideline because he needed to leave some field. And then right when Gino went to throw to him, he kind of was like, all right, I'm going towards the sideline. This is where the throw is. And he threw it like, I mean, you can't miss back towards the field. That could have been a pick if JSN didn't reach back and get to it. I mean, that was...
Sorry to our guy Jonathan, who yesterday was one Kareem Hunt rush attempt away for hitting a 6-leg pick'em with sliders. What is that, a 200X there? Damn, dude.
Jesus.
Sorry.
Yeah,
That's
man.
crazy.
That had to have been, I mean, when did Pacheco leave the game too? Because he was out for a bit. That's rough.
That's rough. Let's get some Adunze here.
Yes, please.
Yeah, we need that.
Swift. Looking like Swift.
Trev here said Gino was 0-7 on TNF. I went to after we had talked, but just I haven't done it a lot. But the NFL Pro product is pretty fun, and then they have some of their like AI matchups things, and I'd never really looked at them, but I thought I would just like read through them a little bit today, and it was. One of them was Geno Smith is 3-12 in his career as a starter in primetime, 0-6 on Thursday nights. And I was like, oh, shit, that's not good. He's apparently pretty terrible in these night spots. There's a bunch of just like random like keys to the game that I think are all auto-generated. They have them for every game. There was some stuff about Chicago's pressure rate that got me a little bit concerned about Seattle's pass game. And Pat, you were talking about how they were going to want to run Seattle. And they've ran effectively, so I mean, we might start seeing. Although there was also one that the Seahawks have had contact behind the line of scrimmage on 51.5% of their design carries, and that's like well higher than league average. Last year they were at 42.2%, which was similar to league average. That is what.
Oh my god!
He's got to do
Just
that.
sails Rome wide open.
That's a catch and run.
Oh,
that's such a bad throw, man.
Did he want him to keep going?
Wide open.
Seemed like after the play, he was pointing for Adunze to keep running.
Yeah, I can see why he wanted him to. Right, he's got space.
It's still high.
It's still high. Yeah,
it's still really high. Yeah,
it's still a high throw, even if it's.
Yeah.
But also, yeah, I mean, I don't know why Adunze is not continuing his route. That's kind of.
I think that's probably more on a Adunze in terms of like. Yeah, it wasn't a good throw, but it probably looks a lot worse because he didn't keep the route going. Man, that's a bummer.
What an awful first quarter.
It's been brutal.
Seattle had that first drive where Sharps and McIntosh had a couple first downs, and then has there been a first down since then?
I don't know.
One Chicago one, maybe.
Yeah, they gave one to DJ Moore.
Yeah,
a little like quick throw to him where he got like 10 yards on I think a 1st and 10, just converted a first, but then they punted like right after that.
All right, there's a DK target. Just lowering the boom. He might be like the only him and like Debo might be the only wide receivers who catch that pass in their first instinct. Like every other wide receiver tries to like make a juke either inside, and that DK just lowers the shoulder.
Try to tackle.
He got like 4 yards out of it too. You know, it just hammers him. This is always indicative of what type of game we're in for. When they don't snap this and go to the second quarter,
I know.
It's never a good sign.
Yeah, someone in the chat just said, sure looks like a Thursday game after Christmas. And yeah, kind of wishing took the under. Just like on the game, you know, bet the under. Yeah. This is not looking super exciting.
It is not.
The Seahawks have to win this game. The Bears don't really care. The Seahawks were the dude in the chat said they were, you know, he got him at -3.5. They went to -4 when we were talking. And then I mentioned to you guys, they moved to -4.5. And then like a little later, I followed back up on that because I was surprised just watching the market movement. I saw they went to -5 at some places. I think some of that is just that this motivation thing. I've never seen if there's data on whether or not the motivation stuff is super meaningful for actual results. But I also noticed the Rams are meaningfully favored over, like pretty heavily favored over the Cardinals. There's 6.5 at home over the Cardinals, who I think got eliminated last week And that also feels to me like a motivational line because the Cardinals were road favorites in Carolina last week by like 4 points. And I thought the market was giving the Cardinals a lot of credit last week. And now they're like 6.5 point dogs. I mean, it is in LA, but anyway, I just think that's a fascinating.
I also think the Rams seem like they're starting to hit their stride a little bit, and the Cardinals. The Cardinals been so up and down, and we're kind of like, oh, the Cardinals are getting it together. The defense is getting a little bit better against the pass, and then they lose to the Panthers, and you're like, all right, Cardinals, go away.
That's maybe part of it. That did feel like a turning point game for the Cardinals. That's, I think, a fair point. But the Seahawks, I think we're also sort of getting bet up because it already felt, our viewer there who had them at 3.5. I mean, even that as a road favorite, more than 3 points. You think about the home team getting points. The last 2 weeks, Seattle was home underdogs to Green Bay and Minnesota and lost both those games. Those were correct lines. They've been better. I thought they were kind of disrespected by the market in those 2 games, but a short week road underdog of more than a field goal is a meaningful number. And then for that to move like 1.5 points, the market was pretty in on Seattle being able to win this game, which they need to win. And I think the Rams have to lose then that Arizona game. And then it would come down to week 18. The Seahawks and Rams play in week 18. So like the Seahawks aren't, people were talking like the Seahawks are out of it. I saw a tweet earlier that said they're out of it. Like they're at like 14%. They're not out of it. It's 3 outcomes. You think about like a 50-50 outcome. If you need 2 of them to parlay, it's 75-25. Then you need 3 of them. Now you're at 87.5 to 12.5. That's basically what it is. It's like 86 to 14% or something is what the numbers are on most of the models. That seems like almost certain, but it's not. It's 3 outcomes. Seattle has to win tonight. The Rams have to get upset by the Cardinals, and then Seattle has to beat the Rams.
Right.
That's a parlay of 3 outcomes, but it's not impossible, right? 14% is not 0, is my point, right? So
it's not
anyway
entirely dissimilar from our core.
It's not. There you go. It's kind of like
if you've been worried about the results on our core, wind back the math that Brent's just laid out. That's like now that I do all the sliders on my core, these 40 to 1s. I'm like, why am I not? Man, I'm on such a cold streak, and it's like, well, because you're expected to win this once out every 40 times. All right, please pick up a first down. Can we just get one drive to continue?
Or is that Lockett? He's not looking. Okay, JSN got a catch because Lockett wasn't looking, so we'll take that. Lockett was wide open at the top of the screen. And Gino wanted to go up there. He pumped it right there and came back to JSN. Lockett, the corner turned him loose. He was wide open between the cover 2 corner and safety. But he took like a really long time to do like this little outbreaking route and then look back. And Gino was like, I can't throw to you. You're not looking at me.
All right.
Sharp's attempts one has to be good. So if
it has to be good, yeah. That one's
Pat's thought on, I guess they both have 5 attempts. Jeez. Pat's thought on the yards thing for JSN. If we still get a big JSN play, that core could be, meaningfully in play.
Let's go.
Sharp. They're not great. Their pass defense has gotten so much worse over the course of the year. They looked like they were an elite defense early in the year. So I think we're still pretty live for big plays.
Yeah.
It would just be great if Caleb could have hit a Dunze on one of those 2 wide open.
Yeah, man.
It's so far.
Come on. Where are you guys at on Caleb with the rookie year?
So hard, man. At the beginning of the year, like literally after week 1, maybe after week 2, on Stealing Bananas, we were talking about how bad of a coaching job this looked like, and I was already calling for these guys' jobs. And so they got fired at mid-season.
Here we go.
And I think, Lockett.
It's like I'm rooting for any offense.
Yeah.
I just want the ball being moved. I really don't care who it is right now.
So for most of the year, Pat, I didn't want to like double count when I thought they did a really bad coaching job, and then you have coaches, interim coaches trying to figure it out in season and all that shit. But I mean, he's also like not playing well. He's missing throws, right? Like he looked much better last week than he has in several weeks, but he has missed a lot of throws this year to open receivers. He's bailing out of pockets. He's learning bad habits, or I mean, they need a coach that can coach. Like they need a Ben Johnson, like an offensive mind that, or somebody. I mean, like a Dave Canales is now thought of as a quarterback developer, right? Like somebody like that would be great. Obviously, he's already spoken for.
Canales, almost seems like better fit, maybe just because.
Yeah,
I don't know. He's more bakery than he is Goffy. It's kind of like a Baker thing where it's like it's more about like, let's get some of this negative stuff under control. Let's pick our spots a little bit more to like have you make plays, and then like let's build it around getting the ball out quickly.
That's
right. A higher percentage of the time. Goff, you got to protect. You give a great scheme. He executes the scheme perfectly. Very much a pocket passer guy, goes through his reads. So, not to say Ben Johnson couldn't do different stuff with a different player, but that's where we've seen him excel.
That's a great point. The Baker thing is a really good comp. And then, I mean, Caleb, the thing about Caleb when you watch all of his games is he does have so much more arm talent than even like a Baker, who was a number one pick in his own right. But Caleb, the off-platform throws, when he puts balls on, dude, like he can throw so.
The highs have been really high.
Yeah.
He looked like he was breaking out early in the year. It was like, all right, here we go. This dude's a star. And then he had this horrible stretch after that. So, yeah, he's going to be I agree. I mean, I think that this is like probably the most important coaching decision that any team has to make.
It really is. The fact that they didn't make it last offseason, I think was, I mean, that makes this offseason that much more important. But I mean, it's frustrating for me because we don't really know where Caleb is, in part because they just kept on a coach that nobody really believed in. No one really thought Matt Eberflus was the answer. And then they brought in an offensive coordinator, which again is that type of hire where the
beard was good, though. He won some people over at the beard.
Who's that?
Eberflus.
He wants people to what?
He had his glow up with the beard.
With a beard?
With his beard. Remember he had his beard and it was like, oh shit, Eberflus. He's got a little style now.
I don't remember this at all. I missed it.
Eberflus was one of like the generic guys where like you couldn't pick him out of a lineup. Anyway, go ahead.
And then he had a beard, and then he was a thing. That was his.
He started dressing a little better. He's like going to NBA games with Matt LaFleur.
Matt Eberflus.
Yes.
I got to start reading TMZ Sports more, man.
I was going to say, how many? What is this from? Was this from watching coach press conferences that you noticed this?
No, this is like just on social media. People are just like, Eberflus is like, he's doing some stuff and it's kind of working.
Wow.
It's like, he's just kind of like, he was just like nameless, faceless guy. Like, I have no idea what Matt Eberflus looks like. Like, Zach Taylor was like this for me for like 5 years. It's like, I couldn't tell you a single feature of Zach Taylor.
Like this?
No, like do him with LaFleur.
Wait, scroll back up. Wait, who's?
Yeah, there you go.
Can you go back though? Okay, so I get that. Yeah. Is this if you hit back? Is this top guy in the third picture? Is that also Matt Eberflus? Oh my god!
Yes,
the third one.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The beard was big.
Like Mark Trestman.
I know.
Third one.
The beard bought him an extra year at least of coaching, man.
See, that's what I think of when I think of Eberflus. And now that you're talking about the beard, I'm like, oh, I have seen him too. When you said no one knows what Matt Eberflus looks like, I was like, I don't think I can pin him down in my head. I think it feels like Mark Trestman is what all I can think of.
He could shave and like disappear into the crowd, and we'd never be able to find him again.
Never. The beard you're right, did a lot for this guy. It changed.
It did a lot, man.
Entirely.
Like that. That's a good shot of him right there.
Yeah. Go pre-beard below. The picture below is pre-beard.
Yeah. No, he needed it.
Could be anybody.
Sure.
That's
I have face blindness when I see that.
Why is there a ref wearing a Bears jersey? What are we talking about?
Seriously, is that a ref? Go up in the headset. The picture with him in the headset. No, one more up. Yeah. The one where on the left. There.
That's a ref.
That's not Eberflus.
Okay, it's a ref.
How are these all the same
It's
human?
in a B. That has a B on it. It says Eberflus leans on past experience. That's Eberflus.
That looks like an 80-year-old man.
That's gotta be somebody different.
Dude, I'm telling you, the beard did literally save this guy's job for at least a year.
No, it is.
That's
It
Matt
says it
Eberflus.
there.
That's
Yeah.
Matt Eberflus, dude.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, that is not flattering. So we've learned he should not wear a hat, and he definitely needs to grow a beard.
Look at that one there. Oh. On the left, there was one where he was like pursing his lips when he was jogging. Oh man. You've blown my mind. Benjamin Button of coaches, Luke says.
I'm getting accused of having face blindness in the chat. It's true. Like with Matt Eberflus specifically, when he doesn't have a beard, I couldn't tell you what he looks like.
This is like ever since I've been a kid in movies when they just like put on a beard and glasses and you're like, okay, that's the real person. Like that's not a disguise. Like, what are we doing here, guys?
Right.
Like, how could you not tell Superman is Clark Kent? This is absurd. This is the first time of my life I've been like, all you got to do is put a beard on somebody and they're a completely different person. That's not the same human being. That's crazy. They just threw a backwards pass in the end zone. What are we doing, guys? They just did a swing pass to DJ Moore. Where he doesn't
straight out of the
touch
Patriots playbook.
Right. The
Come
Patriots
on, man.
doing. That Patriots play was disastrous. They had a chance to win
so
that
stupid,
game.
man. So
Pat, is
stupid.
this
At least theirs was to the right
this
side where if he waits long enough, the ball should be coming forward. This is a right-hander throwing out to his left. That's going to be a backward pass most times.
Mm-hmm.
Pat, is this an industry plant to get you to do a leg up plug here? Best
Thanks,
place
Andrew
to go
B.
for some playoff basketball tips. Boy, do I got a place for you, Andrew.
Andrew, I'm so glad you asked this authentically and just out of the blue. This is the last walkthrough that I'm doing for the year. Next week is just going to be a ton of focus on playoff best ball, trying to do a bunch of YouTube content on it. And just drafting a bunch of teams here before contests go live in 2.5 weeks. So 3 weeks.
I read that as like fantasy playoffs, as like a joke, like, oh, what can I do to make my I'm in the BBM final to actually win? What I need some tips on the playoff basketball.
Like how to root.
Actual playoff basketball. I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
But we would still ask you for those tips because you somehow know how to run like the sun.
Yeah, that is the advice. Run as hot as the sun. Someone will do it.
All right, here's Swift. What do we have Swift with, Pete? Because this is going to be a good
scrimmage
number.
yards, 99.5.
But what's it paired with?
JSN, I believe. Let me go
JSN reception slider, I think that one.
Yes.
Oh, great. We want like 10 catches for JSN, and Tyler Lockett already has 4 targets.
Yeah.
Somebody shoot me.
9 more to go. Easy. And
oh my god, dude!
They're calling
this
that
game
incomplete.
is such trash.
That flag was in the secondary.
It might be like a defenseless receiver situation.
It might be 12 on the field. Was Seattle trying to run somebody off? 12 players on the defense.
Wow. Okay.
So I think they actually usually call those.
Ryan says I forgot I was watching the game because I've been searching Eberflus glow up.
It was quite the glow up, guys. It literally, like, what kind of glow up actually changes the perception of you in the human mind? Like, I can't even. There's no connection between you pre-beard and post-beard.
It's true.
We only have Swift with the JSN thing? Man.
Correct. We didn't like anything on the Bears when we were building.
Yeah.
One thing I did like was Caleb Williams' sacks, but he hasn't taken a sack, has he?
Yeah, and it wasn't offered for us.
Yeah, it wasn't also offered.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time talking about something that was never in the menu and never going to be an option.
Well, there was a Leonard Williams over under half a sack that we could have done, but felt like a specific guy getting a sack who's not. I mean, 7 sacks in the year. Like I forget how many pressures, a pretty good amount of pressures, but yeah, we're like trying to figure out. I was like, do the interior guys tend to sack Caleb, or is it the edges? Our theory was it's probably a little bit more the edges because he scrambles around so much, but.
Can we get?
I used to. There was a few weeks where I'd log in every week to see if they offered CJ Stroud sack.
There's your sack interior.
There's the sack.
Who got
and
it?
It's not Williams. It's this dude Hall. Looks like
Definitely collapsing pocket sack.
Yeah, you wanted to put the Williams sack in, and I was down, but it was even money, which just did not.
It was, and that's the thing. Even money was a little.
We did a little more research into it. He has 7 sacks in 14 games, but also because sometimes you just get the matchup that you can exploit. He has a game with 2.5 sacks, a game with 2, a game with 1.5, and then a game with 1. It literally only has sacks in 4 out of 14 games, despite having 7 sacks in 14 games, because he tends to actually get multiple when he gets one. When you think of the higher or lower on a half a sack, like it really should have had some juice to the higher. But
because what you said, there were 4 games where it actually would have hit the higher all season.
All season.
Yeah.
This is obviously a plus matchup for it with Caleb and everything.
It does look like Williams has had 2 sacks. The graphic that popped up when he got sacked said 2, so I'm not sure who had the other one, but
that one, I'm only seeing 1 in the box score.
Okay.
That one was a half.
Oh, it might have been the opposite. It might have been that the Bears have sacked Geno twice.
That's
the
what
Seahawks have sacked. Okay.
That's what it shows, yeah.
Okay.
But Geno has 2 and Caleb has taken 1. And that one was a half sack for Draymond Jones and Derek Hall. How about that? What if he would have got a half sack?
Half sack.
And then you got to push on a half sack bet. That would be.
That's frustrating, yeah. They should have given us 0.25 higher. We would have snapped that up.
Then you take the higher.
Yeah.
There he is on run D. Swallowing up. There's a tackle for loss. Could have got a tackle for loss. Who would have taken that?
God, Caleb. Wow.
All right.
Oh my God.
Moving the ball.
That looked like a Mahomes play, minus fumbling the snap. But everything after.
Right. Everything else. We don't have any fantasy points related stuff. We just want yards.
We don't.
For who?
Anyone.
For anybody, right? Just all
yards.
No.
There's no touchdown sweat here for us.
No.
You guys ready for some halftime unders?
Oh man.
This game is 3-0 with 3 minutes left in the half. This is a disaster.
I can't. It's just so bad.
Oh, flag. Chucked it over Gerald Everett's head. He's missed that throw at least 5 times this year. To the right side, up the sideline. That one, there was a safety over the top, but he's had multiple dudes. It's been a Dunze. It's been Keenan running up the sideline. The cover 2 corner kind of cut him loose. His safety's not there yet. And he throws it that exact same way to his right, and he throws it high with velocity. Like, it doesn't have any arc to it. It's a freaking bullet, but a guy would have to be 2 of him standing on top of each other to have a chance to catch it.
Right.
He's done it like 5 times. It's like, it's not great.
It's like still rising as it like travels into the stands.
Right.
Like, yeah, what was the goal?
It's nowhere near where the guy's like can't even jump. He's like, all right, incomplete.
Yeah. It's always frustrating with the throwaway in a situation you really didn't need to.
What?
Yes. Oh. That was probably a good throwaway there. I mean, he was going to take a sack for sure.
Yeah, that was a good throwaway. Moore might be injured. Yeah, this
Really?
Bailey, you're right. Bailey's, I guess, agree with me. He said he hit it for the first time last week. He did. I wrote about it in Signals. It's like he finally fucking hit that throw one time. They got a TD off it, but I mean, he's been brutal on that. And they've had it open like every week. Defenses are like, go ahead. Oh, that's a Dunes egg, but it's a fucking hold.
God damn.
So it's just so classic.
Dude, the
Every
Adunze
single
stuff,
rope target is just fucking cursed.
it's so brutal.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to say that's a hold.
Yeah.
Look at that's the
Directly
kind of
affects
arm
the
talent,
play.
though. That's a fucking
It's a great
laser,
throw.
perfect spiral. Like you see that throw, and you're like, that dude can obviously play.
Yeah.
He just wanted us to have a little extra yards for a Dunze.
He just has to get better in the pocket. Instead, they throw a screen, set up a field goal.
Ragdoll.
He does. He needs to get better in the pocket. That's a big thing.
Yeah.
It's possible, like, he could be kind of Darnoldy, where, like, you just need, like, really, really good protection. It's like he's so interested in scrambling around that you, like, need to kind of, like, be like, no, you're going to be good. You don't have to do that unless it's the worst case.
Right.
And then you'll go make plays. I don't know. I like how we can use Darnold as a comp, though.
That's why the next head coaching hire is so important, like you were saying, because you got to get somebody in there who understands the right coaching points and the thing. Because I do feel like some of these young QBs can learn the wrong lessons and the wrong things, and it can kind of derail their career. I don't think that's going to necessarily happen for Caleb, but I do think some of the things that he's been doing this year are not strong for long term. Like he needs to get somebody in there who can be like, look, this is what we're going to focus on. Here's the way that we're going to do it. Like again, Canales has done with multiple quarterbacks, and it's like the way I was talking about it with Sean on a recent Bananas. The analogy I was using is it's like a ship on a course, and sometimes they veer a little bit off course, and the good coaches are the ones that can figure out the right way to just get them back on course, right? Because it's not always simple to know what it is or what the talking point is or how to reach the individual. But if you can just get them back on course, then they're good to go. But if you don't, they can veer way the fuck off course and they wind up way down the wrong way. And the really good ones sometimes don't even get off course. And you don't have to worry about them. It doesn't come down to coaching because it's so freaking good. They just understand it. But some of these guys get a little off course. Some of the Caleb stuff, bailing out of the pocket so quick and like clean pockets. It's like this guy has so much talent, but it is a little bit problematic right now. And he does need someone to just kind of nudge him back. Look, get through your progressions, do these things, whatever the talking point is. But I think if they can get him there, he could be at a really high level still. So anyway,
what about Liam Cohen?
I don't mind that.
The Bucs
someone mentioned that in the chat earlier. Yeah,
He's been good.
He's been good. Again, kind of the Baker stuff. Obviously, Canales isn't going to be available, unless they fire him. But I don't think they will.
No, they won't.
I was looking
he's
at
just
him.
a comp that comes to my mind. He's like the de facto quarterback whisperer right now, right? Like,
right. But Cohen was with the Rams in 2022, and then Kentucky for a year, and then with the Bucs.
Right.
Kind of interesting.
What about Leo Murphy?
I don't trust him. I don't trust him not to sabotage Caleb. He'd still be rooting for the Bills. I think he get hired by the Bears to be rooting for the Bills stuff.
Do you imagine they had like the fan-controlled football league where the fans call the plays? What if we had the best ball-controlled football league and whoever wins BBM, you have a team. Liam gets fucking 2 teams because he'll have won it twice by then. And
the staff formations would be pretty fun, and it's also be a bunch of best ball players.
Liam's porting over rugby plays.
Amazing. Dude, I mean, if Gobbler's right and they hire Cliff Kingsbury, I'm gonna cry. I mean, I guess Kingsbury maybe wouldn't be the very worst because everything in his offense is so predicated on like getting it out quick and RPOs and
He's got to
stuff.
be happy with where he's at, right?
Yeah, I think he's happy with where he's at, but he could get an offensive. He could get a head
I
coach.
honestly think Kingsbury would be a decent hire for where the Bears are now. He would have been a really bad hire to begin with because you're like locking in a low ceiling. But with Williams struggling as a rookie,
right.
I think Kingsbury gives you a floor. Like everything you're saying about getting the ball out
Right.
quickly and like his offenses they're always well designed in the run game. This year has been pretty well designed in the pass game with not a lot of weapons. I mean, it's McLaurin and nobody getting production out of Ertz.
Right.
You're not
It's a
like
good
winning
structure.
Super Bowls with Kingsbury, I don't think. But
it would not be what's best for Caleb's long-term development because he takes away the ability to actually do the downfield passing and some of the things that could make him great.
Yeah, you're sacrificing ceiling to avoid the worst floor outcomes. Yeah. So it's not an ideal hire, but I could see
it's not the very worst hire that could be. I mean, I wouldn't be completely out on the Bears if they hired Cliff Kingsbury. I don't think.
Me neither.
But it would be annoying. It wouldn't be exciting. DK Metcalf's trying to get ejected, so this is great. Doing a whole lot of pointing. Jeez. Oh, he headbutted. He may actually get ejected.
Done. He's done.
And that, God.
And then another one. Fuck.
So that's 2.
I'm not listening. What did he do?
Does the play stand?
It was after the play was over, for sure. Dead ball.
Okay, so there were 2 fouls on Metcalf, but it counted as his first towards disqualification. I guess because they happened at the same time.
There were 2 different types of. It has to be the same type of penalty. So it was 2 different types of unsportsmanlike or whatever. One maybe was taunting. One was whatever contact of some kind.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He's still John.
Oh my God, he's still trying to get himself ejected. That's good. Look at, they're all pointing at their heads. Like Bayern's like, we're in your head, dude.
Yeah.
That was the wrong thing to do, though, because he's talked about that before, Metcalf, that he does let people get in his heads, and it seemed to like get him to where he was like, you know what, you're right. I gotta shut up. I can't let these guys get in my head. Like they're having too much fun with this.
What the clock?
So
the clock just bled down to 2 minutes, and we just had a solo shot of DK Metcalf. Like, what was going on with the clock there?
Here's DK Metcalf, mad on the sideline. I love my homie in the chat. DK is such a fake tough guy. Would not want him on my team. DK Metcalf is massive. I don't think he's a fake tough guy. That dude's big.
Oh, I'm pretty sure he would happily take off the helmet and square up with anyone who wanted.
With anybody, he's a tough guy as far as what I can tell.
That seems like a safe bet.
He's like trying to scrap every single game. Like we were just talking earlier, he caught a screen and he was like, "I'm trying to run you over. Like I want to fight somebody."
So do you think is it Mike McDonald just has family in town and told the in-laws he'd be home by a certain time tonight and just trying not to create
a disaster, man.
Any strife at the household? Why can't we run a play there? Got to get to the 2-minute warning. 3-3 with the Bears. It's a priority.
Man. We don't ask for much around here, but we certainly didn't ask for this.
We did not.
What are you guys watching these days? Any fun? Any good shows?
I'll tell you, I'm excited for Severance to come back out.
I
Yeah,
know. That's gonna be fun.
that'll be dope.
Yeah.
On Apple, we've been watching the second season of Shrinking.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Good?
I watched a few episodes of that. First season, I thought it was pretty good. I need to.
It
try
is.
First season was good. I couldn't remember what happened in the first season, so I haven't gotten to the second season yet.
It's not like it's not much
not
of a
really
driven show.
You could just jump back in, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's basically just like a sitcom.
Right.
But I enjoy it. I think the second season, the writing has even gotten a little bit better. It's pretty
Nice.
funny. Yeah.
Well, so I remember that like part of the first season is obviously that is like the Jason Segel's character's wife's passed away, right? And so he's like trying to date again and stuff. Does he end up with like a girlfriend or anything at the end of the first season?
No. And it's the second season is much less about him specifically. They kind of really build out the second
More of an
tier,
ensemble.
like, storylines. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Like a lot more about his daughter, obviously, like the workplace stuff.
Yeah. I've been seeing a lot of tweets that Harrison Ford's really, really good in it. So
He is. Yeah.
definitely something. Oh my God, another fan. They just called a fan screen. I mean, that's the JSN play. They're doing it for everyone but JSN. Not great.
No.
Knew that fan.
Silo. I've been watching Silo too. Our Coach Speak Index buddy is watching it. Greg. That's a pretty good one. That's another one.
Is
where
it
they build
good?
out kind of the second tier stuff. And it's
So
engaging
Silo-
to me.
Okay. Silo had. I'm increasingly like nervous when I start a show, because I'm like, are you gonna pull like the worry is it pulls you in and then it's like not satisfying, So
Yeah.
I got kind of vibes of like the show's trying to do a thing, but I don't know if it's gonna land the thing,
That's
I
those
only watched
vibes
like
still
literally
exist.
like 10 minutes of it, and I was like,
Those things still exist in season 2. I will say that season 2 is like expanded off of season 1. Season 1 came to kind of a logical stopping point, kind of like what we're hoping for Severance. Like Severance kind of came to a logical stopping point, but then you kind of needed to expand, and they have expanded.
God.
And I think the season 2 storyline so far, I'm intrigued to see how that now meshes back together and everything. So anyway, it's the fan stuff.
Yeah.
This is
It's
exhausting.
really hilarious to take what
I wanted to take the fan.
just getting buried
lower.
by fan.
Just getting fucking buried by fan. JSN. One time.
there's DK who should be out of the game right now,
Yeah.
catching a ball.
He should have
DK
been
we
a check.
don't have with the Odunse thing. We probably need him more than anything.
And I'd bet the house max on this drive ending in a field goal too.
Can we get that?
I would
in?
like to double down. Oh, Gino, we're not running anywhere. This is a timeout.
They might just take this down. Oh, they called timeout. Weird.
This, I mean,
Just
Tim,
take
this
it down,
probably
keep it
is
simple.
Fant's best half of the year. I think it may very well be Fant's best half.
Oh, he has more yards. It's his best game of the year in one half. He has more points than he did, I think, last week, right? He's at 51 yards receiving.
He's at 51?
Yes.
No, he's at 40. Then there's the adjustment.
Oh, 40. I was including the he
Yeah.
got spotted. But yeah.
But he's definitely he's going off for Noah Fant right now. This is brutal. And I mean, 2 of them were just those last 2 in the 2-minute drill underneath passes when the Bears are in a soft shell. It's like, all right, cool. Throw those to JSN. It's always JSN. Well, the good news is we get to make more pick'ems at halftime. And at that time, we're going to pick one that wins.
Yeah, we
Sounds
need
like a
to.
good idea.
What are we thinking? What are you guys thinking for
I
the
can
halftime?
pull it up.
Yeah, let's start.
I'm down for the higher on 32 Charbonnet attempts.
What's it at? Let me see. Are they giving us any Kenny McIntosh? Oh.
That would be fun.
Kool-Aid McKinstry.
They normally, for some reason, don't give backup running backs for the second half stuff.
Yeah, they hate it.
So Sharp's rushing attempts, they have at 8. So they have him just getting the exact same amount or averaging another 8 in the second half. 15.
Which is, I mean, it feels a little tough because McIntosh has gotten 5, and there's a possibility that Seattle just kind of goes pretty pass heavy. Grubb's done that in a lot of games.
He
They've
also
run
might get
14
another one
times.
here as they set up the field goal.
He might
Not a joke.
to set up a field goal.
Yeah, they're gonna center it.
We could just do like 2 touchdown things. I mean,
Yeah, I think the touchdown ones are kind of because I mean that's really the only thing we can get a multiple on, anyways.
like Metcalf and DJ Moore to both score in the second half. Something fun happened. There it is. You just
There
called
it is.
it.
I told you.
Literally just happened.
Yeah, man.
They ran to set up a field goal, got 1 yard, and had to use their second timeout. No, they're just letting the clock run.
Why don't
They're
we
not
take the
even using
higher
their
on that?
second timeout. This is
Why don't we take the higher on
fucking
this? Come on.
insane.
And this can't
Yeah,
be
I
an
know.
easy kick in the rain either from this distance.
What?
All you have to do to predict this game is think of the stupidest thing that could happen and then assume it will.
They just ran the ball, ran the clock all the way down to 27 seconds because it was third down, and they like don't think they can get the first down, and then use their timeout at 27. That was the dumbest fucking thing you could have told me they would have done. Coming, not just running it, but running it and then running all the clock out. I mean, I know you said house backs for all the money, Pete, but Jesus. I've never seen a team less interested in using their 3 timeouts effectively to try and score a touchdown before half.
I've watched a lot of Patriots snaps this year, and I'm getting some strong Patriots vibes from these teams.
Strong Alex.
They're desperate. They're desperate to get to 9 points. They just want to kick a couple more field goals and go home.
That was
Eat some Christmas
what are we
candy.
fucking doing?
No Fant target batted down.
I'm so angry right now.
I hope to God he shanks this in the rain.
That'd be pretty deserved.
I mean, they ran that to run clock so the Bears wouldn't get a drive coming back, which, dude, just go score a touchdown. What the fuck are you doing? They kicked a 50-yarder.
Look like they're able to go like 50 yards in 35 seconds.
Right.
I mean,
and now you had to settle for a super long kick in the rain. Like you're saying, I kind of hope he shanks it too. And then you're going to give him great field position if he does.
Always
Look
root
at
for
the
the
ball at the
shank.
40.
Yeah. You got to. These coaches have to be punished for the
This would be
just
beautiful.
cowardice.
oh, he drilled it.
Shank it. Oh.
He drilled it.
When you know you got a kicker like that, you just like to run the clock down and take those kicks.
So did the Charbonnet hire go up?
Let's
We
see.
still have it.
They're
refresh or not?
refreshing the
They're
card.
pulling
Right?
it. Yeah.
Can we take a lower on the total score?
I'm going to go ahead and allow this from Jay. This game is not
That's
for
a
the
good
fans
one.
of heart. I'm going to allow it. I'll
Yeah.
allow it.
That's pretty good.
That's good by Jay. All right. What do we got? Are
I
there
would
any
look
lowers?
now. We just got to wait until after
Yeah.
this.
I mean,
this play.
are there
There's
guys that
no-
we want to be in on? Let's brainstorm some angles. How about
Let's-
that?
Let's go macro before we go micro.
Well, we could do the Geno rushing overs as a bet on kneel downs. That seems like something. I'm again not a joke.
Not it's gonna be 9-6. It is gonna be Neil.
Sharp's TD before the game was 0.86, and it's up to 1.28.
Okay.
So you're getting plus money on the tutty there, but we do have 2 less quarters now.
And knowledge of what this game looks like.
Yes.
Guys, how many plays do you think the Bears have run in this game?
14.
It does.
It's
Feel
23, but I
Yeah.
love it.
Honestly,
They have 101
honestly-
total yards. This is so bad. The Seahawks are up to 178 total yards, but I mean, basically all on that drive. But yeah, the Bears have 101 yards. This is so bad. 23
I don't
plays.
care for this.
I think Caleb's got to throw in the second half. I think I would want to do like a Keenan thing.
Honestly, I think it has to be targets. I can't sweat on target throws from this guy right now.
They're
It's
not going to
raining.
hang targets in the lobby.
Give us targets, underdog. I'll take the over on targets for pretty much anyone.
They just ran it and then called the timeout. Fucking Bears. The Seahawks were worried about this team going and scoring, and their decision was we're going to run the ball and call a timeout when we get 8 yards.
This is like, you know how in Southern California when it rains and no one knows how to drive anymore? It's like there's a little bit of rain and no one knows how to call plays anymore.
right.
It's just like we decided not to play football because there's a little bit of rain.
It's not even cold. It's like 45. It's not like it's 20 degrees and their brains are frozen. I mean, it's like a normal
They're wet, dude.
evening.
Have we seen Brown look like he's in a slicker of some kind? He looked prepared.
Yeah, this is not Sean McVay is wet.
What about Grubb? Well, Grubb came from Washington.
There's Leonard Williams' sack.
Oh, it went over.
The one. Don't worry, it was going to be included in a DK Metcalf slider that has no chance in hitting. So it's
That's
fine.
right. That's right.
That's right. What
What a way for
I wish
that
all we
half,
played
man.
was a sack angle at this point.
A sack and Charbonnet, and I don't know what we were supposed to do on the Bears side. The Swift one might hit.
Do we have sacks at halftime? Caleb Williams over sacks.
No, there's
Give us sacks,
interception. They're giving you interception.
I don't think they tend to give sacks. Remember, we wanted Jameis sacks, and then we had to take his interception, which he then threw.
What do you guys think about that longest completion?
What is it, like 3 yards?
27 and a half. I don't know.
I mean,
I guess the weather has me kind of spooked on that.
No.
Yeah. They have aired a few out downfield, and like he's had a Dunze wide open a couple times.
He has. Yeah, that's true.
I mean, a 30-yard completion in this game feels like it's got to happen at some point, but maybe it'll just be another shitty half.
Well, how about this? You play Rome longest reception is at 13 and a half.
I like that. He's had multiple.
Like that. If we're gonna play, that's
way better than
very achievable.
Yeah, definitely. Can you do that with like Caleb over yards, or is that too correlated?
I mean, no.
The problem with that is that we need Caleb to go over yards.
That's a big amount for him.
The problem with that is the bet.
Problem with that.
Well, if he's already completing at least one pass for 15 yards, I was thinking that was like a good chunk of it.
But it's like 110 more.
This seems light, right?
It's a lot more.
15 and a half rushing attempts for Sharps, and he's at 9.
Give me that. We got the free one. It was 15 and a half, and then he took one more, didn't go up. I love that one.
It is at 0.9, so this is only a 2.7, but should we put this in?
Sure. Let's try to win something tonight.
Can we do this with a touchdown on it, or get a little?
We'll do this first before the whole chat starts taking it, and then we lose all our numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Throw a touchdown.
Let's add a tutty on it. What?
Okay. Let me see. I'm trying to put the. I was trying to put it in, and I had something else on my clipboard, so I was copying and pasting show notes from a different YouTube video. My bad.
That's amazing.
Here we go. It is. I did get it in, but we need to add. Let's add a TD to this to make it fun.
Keenan?
Yeah, Metcalf? Keenan? Yeah, Keenan's a good one. He has a legit red zone role.
I mean, who do we feel better? Do we feel better about Seattle scoring a touchdown?
I don't know.
I think I do. Yeah, I think I feel better about Seattle scoring.
Yeah. Do you want to do Metcalf?
Sure.
I'd be down for Metcalf. I'd be down for JSN or Metcalf.
Who are you thinking, Pete?
No,
Sharp?
yeah, I was torn. Well, but we're going to use Sharp's rushing attempts because that does seem like something he's going to have 7 rushing attempts.
They have the lead now.
We could what we could do is we we could cycle this a couple. We could cycle a couple different tutties here.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
The only thing with the rushing attempts is McIntosh has 5 and has been much more effective yards per carry so far. I mean, Sharps has been good too. So actually,
But
I
I'm
shouldn't say
just
much
like
more.
I mean, Kenny McIntosh can have. They can each do exactly what they just did, and I think they would be expected to even run more in the second half. The way this game is going,
They may not run as many plays.
we don't have to build the boat out of this, but I'm just
no. I like it.
We could do the Sharps touchdown and pivot to something else if you wanted to get a Sharps touchdown.
Let's do this one with the Metcalf TD too.
Okay.
I like this.
Okay.
Get a little on that too, and then
we want to do a JSN TD.
No.
Yeah, honestly, I completely agree. We have to put a Noah Fant TD.
Yeah,
as
let's
one
put
of these.
Fant in.
That actually
Yeah,
pays
that's
well.
good.
I mean, if we're gonna get buried by this,
Well, Fant's receiving yards is only 10. Oh, we're just gonna go. I like that. Let's do it.
yeah, let's because the whole point was to get a better multiplier on this. All right,
Okay.
we'll cycle 325s on the pass catcher scoring a TD is long, but I can't do Lockett. That's where I draw the line.
No
Lockett.
Can you do Fant yards though? It's only 11 yards. He's getting all these targets.
Sure.
He's already
Well,
at 40. They're saying 51.
We could do this like a different. We could do like a Fant yards.
Keenan
touchdown maybe, or Keenan something else. Doesn't have to be touchdown.
Keenan Tutty. I mean, Keenan
receptions
in the second half.
3
He only has,
more. Keenan
He's
receptions.
got 1 catch,
pretty
and
good.
they've got him at 3.5.
Yeah, it's just low. It's a 0.84, so we got another 2.52. It's just like
And you got to throw a TD on that.
I'd rather just
Yeah, you don't have to do that.
Do you want to how about we do like Keenan and like Sharps TD on this?
We could do the Keenan TD with Caleb passing yards, because then we're saying they're going to move the ball into scoring range, right? Or Swift total yards.
I like the Sharps
that's
TD idea. We just
do the
go,
Sharps TD.
we pick the touchdowns. That sounds fun.
Pat? I like that. Do you like the idea?
I'd be down to run it with the.
Well, this is already 20x. Yeah, no, I mean, this is fine. There could be a turnover or something. If Chicago scores a TD, they've moved the ball meaningfully. Is sort of the theory.
Yeah.
So like,
here, let's just run it. Let's just run it twice. Once with
the Caleb. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it doesn't have to be Caleb. It could be Swift or whatever. Like, however you want to do the yards. But it could theoretically be a long TD, and then you have
that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's correlated. He had a 45-yard TD last week.
He wakes up in the second half a lot. That's like he generally needs to be pushed, but he will wake up if he is pushed sometimes.
All right, we just took a bunch more hires on the worst first half game of all time. We took 0 lowers. This is going about how you would have expected.
Last show.
Hey guys, why do you think about taking a lower? Nope, we're just gonna jam this like it's a 45-40 game and a half.
Well, that's the ultimate fish move. Is then you take the lowers right when both of the teams are then finally picking it up to throw.
Yeah.
And then you just hate yourself 2 ways.
We're
as
not
opposed to
fish.
hating yourself 1 way.
We are not fish. We know ball. So that's, I mean, as can be seen from our sweat so far tonight. We're locked in. Pete, what are we playing for if one of the cores hits tonight? What is it? What is their giveaway?
400.
400.
400. Last giveaway
400.
of the year.
Can we give that away if one of the halftimes one hits?
I think so.
Yeah.
There you go. The chat's back alive.
If we see any string of consecutive green dots in our account, we can give it away.
There it is. That's a whole bunch of things. We just did like 3 different things on Seattle touchdowns. So we get to go back to rooting for things to happen, which is fun.
Who gets the ball? Bears?
Bears, I
question.
think. Yeah, Bears. Bears, I think, get the ball.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Sharps running the ball to start the game. And Tyler Lockett catching that pass. What's with all these, like, those are fake fireworks, right?
Yeah.
Right? They've done that like 4 times.
They're pretty proud of themselves.
Yeah. Pass to the NFC West title.
Mike McDonald has very, like, football guy energy. You just see him in a still, and you're like, yeah, that guy's a head coach. Just a real intense dude thinking about
Oh,
football.
dude, that's interesting. I didn't realize what they just showed was, I believe the way I read that was that this game doesn't actually matter for Seattle against Chicago here. It said the paths to win the title, one of them was the Rams lose and then the Seahawks beat the Rams. I was saying it was 3 outcomes. Seattle wins.
I
Rams
think
lose.
it is. Because how could it be that they can lose and they need the Rams to lose? You know what I mean? Like they have to win and then the Rams lose, I think.
The way that it could be is division tiebreaker.
Like
so they're a game
tiebreaker
behind the
stuff? Yeah.
Rams, and then they would wind up tied with them, and they would split the head-to-head because the Rams won in Seattle in that overtime game earlier. But then the second tiebreaker, I'm pretty sure, is division record, which if they beat the Cardinals, I think it'll push it to strength of win, and the Rams are likely to win that one, which I've heard that strength of win thing. The Rams can clinch that. But if they lose to the Cardinals, it must be that an earlier tiebreaker goes to Seattle, which would be division record. Instead of them splitting division record, it must be that Seattle would then have the better division record. So then it won't matter if they tie. Seattle will have the tiebreaker at that point. So this game, I think, doesn't matter to Seattle, which I did not realize.
I think it does. I'm looking at the thing now. It seems contingent on them winning this week. Because if they didn't, what is the current record? Let me see.
Historical anomalies asking, will there be ship chasing with no ShipCast or not until the playoff contest? Yeah, we'll have to figure out if we have a plan for next week. I believe in previous years we've done a little celebration show for people who in the community took down tournaments or whatnot. So if we can cook something up along those lines, we could do that. But then otherwise the week after will obviously be playoff challenge week. And we generally have 3 or 4 shows for that. So yeah, we'll get that scheduled. But yeah, we'll keep you posted about next week.
Yeah, I'm excited for playoff challenge week.
What's up, Steph?
Not much, guys. How's it going?
Welcome to the
Very
ShipCast funeral. Help yourself to some hors d'oeuvres, pay your respects, whatever you need to do.
I mean, I followed the pick'ems. Isn't that enough?
That was a low blow, Steph. That was a low blow.
Hopefully we hit something here.
Amen.
Amen.
What tell us about your week 17 best ball sweats?
Well, after, I don't know, I had a pretty brutal heartbreak. I don't know if you saw the detail
The
of
Jade
mine.
Reed. Yeah.
By 0.7 to
Brutal.
advance the BBM. So after A-Chain had that long touchdown run, I moved into first. I was excited. That lasted for about 2 minutes. Not even. Debo had a long catch, and the guy behind me passed me by a point. So I had, oh my gosh, I had Ezekiel Elliott, and I had Ferguson and I had Jaden Reed left. And all they had to do was beat 9.2 and get basically a point.
How many did Zeke have? He had the 6, right?
He got close. I was like, oh my God. Yeah. And he was like 2 points away from like
Jeez.
helping me.
Mm.
And so, then I was like, okay, that's actually like very doable for Reed. I'm like, yeah. And if he hadn't slowed down, I think to like, if that throw was better, he would have probably gotten those extra yards or gotten in the end zone. And yeah, it was pretty brutal.
Sorry to hear that.
But I have a puppy 2 sweat. I do have a puppy 2 final team.
There you go.
So nobody from this game is in my lineup. So,
Congratulations.
well, except I have Nico Collins.
Not congratulations.
Who was my best leverage piece. Yeah. So
yeah, the Nico stuff. I wrote it up for the Fantasy Life newsletter this morning where I was just looking at all the scores and I was like, holy shit, a lot of those were disappointing yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're coming out passing here. And he ran for a yard.
I mean, this game is kind of reminding me of watching the Texans last night. It was brutal.
But this is like answers the question: what if both teams were the Texans?
Yeah, exactly.
Couldn't they both be the Ravens? That'd be more fun.
Well, not if you fitted Derrick Henry on both of them.
Well, sure.
Well, we did sit Gino tonight for our high stakes boys. So we did look like to have made the right decision there.
Yeah, people were asking about FFPC. We have our team going with Lawrence, aka Surum. We've had some rough start sit decisions throughout the sprint, namely revolving around Tajay Spears.
So this week, I know I felt bad. He wanted to play. I'm like, we're putting him in for the last time because we keep talking you out of it, and he's been right every week. So yeah, so we sat Jalen Warren instead. But I mean, hopefully, we don't have anybody that's played yet, so this week could be a big week.
Is there a team? I haven't even looked at the leaderboard. Is there a team running away with it, Steph?
There wasn't, but I know one of the teams that was before the game started this week that was in second place, and it was pretty close. First place team, I think, is Friends of the Go Bills guys.
Yeah,
But
Shoko signed on ADP chasing.
Yeah.
It's another Bills fans team, but they're not the Go Bills guys, but yeah.
But they're casual players. They're not like normal, like hardcore fantasy players, is my
So
understanding.
now the Go Bills guy have their own tree?
Yeah, they have a tree.
Wow.
I guess.
Wow, they got a tree.
They got a
That's
tree.
incredible.
I was scrolling up through the chat, and there were a few people that were like, "You're an idiot. Have you been looking at the TV? The Seahawks have to win." So then I actually researched it, and this isn't for you, Pat, because you're like, I think, and they were like really confident. And I just want to tell them that they're fucking idiots because I love to do that. They do not have to win unless the strength of victory thing comes into play, which is almost certainly not going to. It's 3.5 wins among 5 teams over the final 2 weeks. So there's 10 games. And those 5 teams include the Vikings, Bills, Niners. There's 6 teams: Commanders, Bengals, Browns. If those teams combine for 4 wins over the final 2 weeks, then the strength of victory is going to go to the Rams. But so in that scenario, then the Rams have to lose to the Cardinals on Saturday, no matter what. So it wouldn't matter if the Seahawks won this game if the Rams lose to the Cardinals, because the second tiebreaker is indeed divisional win-loss. If they lose to the Cardinals, the Rams will finish 3-3 in division. The Seahawks will finish 4-2. If they beat the Cardinals, that tiebreaker won't come into play because they would both finish 4-2. If Seattle wins this and the Rams beat the Cardinals, and then Seattle beats the Rams, you're going to wind up with a tied division win-loss.
Right.
I just wanted to tell that guy in the chat he's an idiot. He was like, "Have you been watching the TV? It's been on there 4 times." I'm going to drink another beer.
Charbonnet attempts, baby. I love celebrating this ugly, stupid play.
Yeah, what
Takes
a
him to 3rd and 5.
yeah.
No
He's
gain in the
at
rain.
what 10 now.
10 now.
Joe says, so you're saying it matters. It matters if a bunch of those teams that I just mentioned lose out. Like if the Bills lose out and the Vikings lose out and some of that shit, then it could.
They're motivated to win,
theoretically
though.
matter.
It's not.
They're motivated to
meaningless.
win. The other thing is they could get eliminated this week if they don't win, and if they do win, theoretically they couldn't get eliminated. Well, no, they could still get eliminated from the strength of
could get
victory. That
eliminated.
could actually be locked
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the Geno rushing.
The strength of victory thing is like almost certainly going to go to the Rams. That's why they're at like 14%. Someone also said they showed the
We gotta wait for the Geno. I wish we did the Geno rushing. That would have been so dumb and fun.
that would have been fun. The someone in the chat said they showed the percentages and they're 14%, and then if they win tonight they go to 15, and if they lose they go to 13, which is like the perfect way of putting it. It does very tiny help them, but it actually doesn't really matter. They really just need the Rams to lose. That's like the biggest and clearest thing that they need.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm not taking them in playoff contests.
Charbonnet.
There you
Yeah.
There's
Rushing
the
for
actual
1
takeaway.
yard. That's what we need, man. This is just great football. Charbonnet right up the gut for 1 yard.
It's a Christmas gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah.
It is crazy how much of the game plan JSN has been the past 2 weeks and how little he is involved tonight.
This has been it's not just the past 2 weeks. I mean, he's had a couple games that have been a little lower, right? But I mean, it's been the past like couple months that have been JSN, you know?
But I mean, like
It's
past 2 weeks have been back-to-back 12 target games.
Yeah.
I mean, that was even an uptick from what he was getting even before.
It's the game environment. Like they're not passing. Like it's not like Metcalf is in Lockett or crushing. Fant's obviously been more involved than we hoping, but what he has 3 receptions, I think.
Feels like
I was
8.
thinking back to these 2 games in November. He had the 13 target, 180-yard game against the Rams, and then they had a bye, and then coming out of the bye, 11 target, 10 catch game. But then he had 3 kind of low games in between there.
Oh my God,
you know,
Nice avoiding,
you
bro.
can't dodge
No.
that much and then be that oblivious to the guy hitting your arm. Obviously, you're about to get hit in the arm. What are you doing?
Incredible.
I love him loading up like he's like you
Is
got
he
all
okay?
this time. Yeah. I think he's
That's
on
a
the ball.
lineman.
Oh, that was the lineman.
Okay.
Shoots like 6 dudes. How do you not know they're coming from behind you?
Like you just saw them. They
You know how sometimes they're like fully reached out to just like tip the ball? His arm went all the way. They did like the you know,
yeah, they
like
did the
that
thing.
kind
Yeah,
of,
they
like,
did the
arm
thing.
lock.
Yeah.
He over
Celebrated.
swatted the ball by so far that their armpits were locked. Oh my God.
He gave him he gave some respect, you know. 6 strip sack, dude.
How was Geno so oblivious to that guy being that
That's
close
crazy.
to him that he overswung by that much?
That's honestly crazy.
Bailey feeling less good about all the overs we took at half. Look, I'm not feeling great about it either.
This is the kind of energy we need from Star Kindler. Thanks for a stellar ship season. Sorry,
The
we're
only
going to
thing-
go out with a whimper,
Thank you, Star.
not with a
Kindler.
bang.
The only thing that I can think to do to make this more enjoyable for myself is get drunk and fight the chat. Like that's
Should we just start blocking people on the chat?
yeah. We just got to start blocking people for the hell of it.
Hey, if you think that Seahawks need to win this game, you're blocked. Get out of here.
Steph, what did you do for Christmas?
Well, I went to my parents' house, who live about 5-10 minutes away. So
Nice. Did you let them in on all of your best ball sweats?
my mom's actually really funny. So she's like, do you have this guy? Is that good for you? Does that help?
Mhm.
And I was like, yeah. Then, it was a very funny one where I told her I have Mark Andrews on the Ravens. I said, that's who we're rooting for on the Ravens, Mom, Mark Andrews. And she goes, so what position does he play? Is he a receiver or a running back? And it was right after there was a Henry play. And I was like, he's a tight end, Mom. And she goes, oh. And she goes, well, you should have. Why didn't you draft that running back?
It's come up, Mom.
I was like, well, it doesn't quite work like that.
Funny you should ask. How much
It
time do
honestly
you
did
have?
kind of work like that.
Yeah, it kind of did.
Yeah.
I kind of chose over and over not to.
You say, Mom,
Yeah.
here's the RSS for 8 different podcasts that are going to have this discussion all summer long that you can tap into if you're curious.
My parents used to ask me stuff like that, and then it got to the point, probably in like the peak Dynasty days, plus when I was first doing best ball. My dad, it was more my dad. He'd be like, "Is that good?" I'd be like, "I no longer know, Dad."
Well, it's easy when I only have one finals team.
Right.
I
This
exactly
would be more
knew
early
what
in the
I
season.
wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah. Earlier, I would try to explain. I was like, guys, I have way too much to have any clue.
Yeah.
Last year when my mom was here, I was in this Fantasy Life Eliminator League, and there were punishments when you lost, and she happened to be here when I got knocked out, and my punishment was to call my mom IRL. And now my mom thinks all of my leagues are like Eliminator leagues, so when she asks me,
Amazing.
she's like, "Are you still in the league?" Or like, what do you got going?
Right.
I'm like, "Oh, that was just one. That was just one league." With daily stuff, Mom, we're always in the mix. We're always in the mix.
She thinks you're getting
Wow.
eliminated every week. Are you still alive? Are you still alive?
Yeah.
That's great.
Wow, a super chat from Sean without a question asking about whether someone was a metaphysical league winner in BBM. Appreciate you, Sean.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, man.
We're about to know here in a few days.
Hey,
Scale of 1
Don,
to 10.
congrats, man. Firstborn daughter on Christmas Eve this year, just
Hell yeah.
2 days ago.
Wow.
We got a 2-day-old
Congrats.
girl dad in the chat. Fantastic.
Yeah, Shorty just had a kid as well. First time girl dad. All kinds
Let's
of
go.
there's a couple others coming in the Deposit Kingdom as well. Easy, I know, is having a kid here in the next day or
nice.
two.
Awesome.
Congratulations, everybody.
Also took down the Spy on Christmas, he wrote.
Wow. Nice.
What,
Damn, dude.
were you
Congrats.
building that while she was giving birth? Like what?
I remember
I mean,
Spy on Christmas.
I remember
Justin, what?
playing Showdown the night before April was born when we were just like, just sitting in the hospital, like bored out of our minds waiting. Got to get that new dad run good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
don't
Don's
think I
right. There's
played any.
downtime in the hospital. He says we do.
There
know
is
that.
downtime in the hospital.
There's downtime.
Yeah,
in the hospital.
it was April for us, so there just wasn't BBM. If there was BBM, I probably would have gotten some drafts in. I guess there was the big board.
Disbanded brotherhood. I probably have kids. I don't know. I thought that was so funny, but I did.
There's a Keenan catch for
Keenan.
2.5 yards.
We didn't play the
Yay.
Keenan receptions thing.
No, I played the touchdown instead, I think.
How many yards do we need for a Dunze to catch Fant on that?
52.
I mean, he could get that.
I mean,
in one
that's
play.
honestly doable.
Yeah.
Well, if he had,
He's
if you-
been really open for like 30 plus air yard throws that he could have had 20.
he would legitimately have 50 yards if it weren't for the overthrow and the holding on the touchdown.
Totally. Here you go. Vertical route. Find him downfield. Caleb.
Just gets mauled.
This is a shitty football game.
I am really excited for my finals team, guys.
I mean, this is
That's about
I mean, if you're excited for your finals team, that's exciting.
Well,
game's
I mean, not excited for the pickups at the moment, so I
No.
got to make the money back somehow.
That's right. I'm looking at our Dynasty league that we were talking about, Pat. Davis has Keenan, Lockett, and Cole Kmet. And Lockett only has 5 points, so
He's losing.
nowhere. You have DeAndre Swift, who has 9.
DeAndre
Sean
Swift
has
has 9
Gino,
points.
as I mentioned. Gerald Everett.
That dance.
All I have is Sam Howell and Noah Fant in this game. Anyway, I'm excited because I didn't have anyone important in this game, and you guys aren't
Nice.
getting any points.
Well, Swift is maybe hittable in the lineup, but
Yeah,
I think I'm okay with running back. Don't I have Bijan? I have Bijan there, right?
You have some really good players in this league. You have Bijan. You still have Jerome Ford. You have Ramondre Stevenson, Rashad White. But you have, let's see, you have like Mike Evans and Kittle and Laporta and Judy and T. Higgins and Drake London and Christian Watson.
Aren't 3 of those guys
Okay.
questionable?
I love it,
Steph.
Steph. I'm going up against him, so thank you.
Come on, Steph.
Sorry. Hey, at least you don't have CD.
Yeah, that
You're
sucks.
in at QB because you had Deshaun Watson and Fields, and neither of them's playing. You
Right.
only have Love and Anthony Richardson, and Richardson's also a little banged up.
I tried
Yeah,
to
he's-
trade
he's-
Love and Richardson this offseason, my only good quarterbacks that actually start. I mean, Richardson didn't even start for a bunch of the season, but yeah, no one wanted him. I guess it makes sense no one wanted Richardson.
Remember when we said that was it Rams Niners a few weeks ago? We said it was like the worst
Yeah.
Thursday night game ever. This is a hold my beer situation. There was more interesting
This is
stuff
bad.
in that game.
That's just really, really bad.
Yeah, this was
At least on that game, we had the theory that Sean McVay was loosening up his play calling the more dry he got.
Yeah.
Yeah, but these guys, I think they have proper rain attire. Well, because I was
Yeah.
going to say, if Grubb doesn't have a good rain jacket for this game, I mean, this dude's from Washington. Like, he must be a maniac. I haven't seen him yet.
I love this Fernando comment. I know you guys like this stuff too. You wrote, "You guys are the best. Got 1 or 2 BBM teams in. Thanks for all the great advice. Hopefully week 17 is all that matters." Thanks for watching, Fernando. I love people like that. I mean, I don't think we've seen him comment before. Just wanted to throw a nice comment.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Very nice.
There's been some incredible stories out there. I shared one, this kid that apparently used to play at poker tournaments in my house. Figured out he was one of my brother's friends. One bullet made the BBM finals. Mathology has a buddy. One bullet BBM finals. Like when we say one bullet, literally drafted one team in the contest, and then log in and see they have 3750 in their account. Incredible.
Amazing.
Mythology's friend didn't even know he was in the finals, though. Mythology had to text him.
Okay, JSN's running a deep. Oh, that wasn't where he was going.
Woof.
He's running a kind of a deep over on after that motion. They're showing him. Was he cutting back to the short side of the field? Maybe that was him.
Grubb
I
is
think
in
it
the
was
box.
him. I
He's
think-
dry.
I mean, it was nowhere near him, but I think that was like technically to him.
He motioned hard the other direction, but maybe he was, bananaing back out. There's a lot of teams have been running that short side motion, then back to the out. Like you motion in and then you go back out to that sideline. It looked like he was running an over route. This game sucks.
It really is bad. Like I feel like in other
game.
bad games we've had, I've been able to like sell myself on an angle of like hope or like it speeding up or getting better. I just have zero hope.
There's nothing
Zero.
about this that's fun.
There's nothing that makes me think it's going to get better.
I am enjoying the Charbonnet 1-yard runs. I think they're good. They sum up this game and they help us. So I take a
Yeah,
little.
but
joy
nothing
from
that they're
them.
paired with is going to hit.
I know. But
Jason!
Wow, Jason.
There you go,
Ooh,
Pat. Efficient
That
play.
was caused by the
Wait.
ground.
There you go. You have the Sharps. Oh, wait, we still need the Dunes.
I need their Dunze instead.
Yeah. I was like, when I saw Dunze and everything, I was like, why?
Well, it was also a fan lower.
He just hurts me every week. I've was starting him everywhere,
Yeah.
and it's been all season. I'm like,
No, I mean it wasn't. Yeah, we were a little
more
about
fan.
Dunze too. It wasn't. It was
Which
more
is-
about
I mean,
like a
yeah,
lower
it was
on
more
fan.
about fan. Yeah, no, I get that.
Which
And
unfortunately,
Dunze has the ability for big plays, downfield targets. I mean,
it
Unfortunately,
was about
yeah.
fans who promptly buried us.
yeah,
Yes.
who has 40 yards?
And now we need to have a touchdown.
I mean, the idea was Fant was going to have like 25 yards all game, and then you need a Dunze to get like 36, and
Yeah.
he's
mean,
going to do that.
he
He's been
was- he
open
was
30
wide
yards
open.
downfield twice,
Oh,
and instead, Fant's going to have like 60 yards by the end of this game, and the Dunze might not catch a
so
pass.
okay, so Mike McDonald is wearing a cotton hoodie and a baseball hat. So he's
Okay,
wet.
so cotton
It's soaking
hoodies.
wet.
That's a
We
white
need to know the attire ahead of time for the games for
Yeah.
us to make.
Thomas Brown is actually. I think the Bears are going to win this. I'm sorry to the Super Contest guys, but I mean Thomas Brown is actually prepared for the rain.
Yeah.
And McDonald's just sitting there wet.
Now, does the wet make them a worse coach from their own mean? Because Thomas Brown's
Yes.
not done a very good job of coaching.
No,
even if he's prepared to be dry, he may not still be a good enough coach.
It's still just regular Thomas Brown, but you're getting Mike McDonald who just like really wants to go home, wants to
You're
run
getting
the
him
ball.
down.
You're getting
yeah.
a bad McDonald. I mean, we've already seen, they're playing for field goals. He's doing. I knew he was wet. The behavior was so wet. So
It's the West behavior.
It's just awful.
Now they're throwing a fucking Pharaoh Brown.
Yeah, this guy's soaking
get-
wet. The chill's
just-
starting to set in.
Did you just fumble it too?
I hope he did. That's what they deserve for throwing a fucking
deserve
Pharaoh
it.
Brown on a
They
quick
deserve
pass.
it.
Everyone's
Wear a
got a quick
raincoat,
pass
dude.
this game except JSN. They're the only fucking player on their team they haven't thrown a quick pass to. They threw a quick
Nobody
pass to
even
their
came
fucking
after
water
him.
boy.
They have Seattle branded like slickers that he could wear. It's freaking Seattle.
Absolutely. It's Seattle.
Yeah,
All they
Seattle
have is
rains.
reindeer. Oh, he punched that out. That's definitely out. Did they call him down by
Unless there was a whistle, it's out.
I mean, that was a punch.
Neither of these teams though seem like they're actually winning.
Touchdown! They
And
called it
nobody-
a touchdown.
And nobody even came after him. Nobody tried.
I
Holy
told
shit.
you, man.
I am
He's
so
wet.
Wow.
I'm so glad that's what they got for that fucking Pharaoh Brown play call. That's what you deserve. Throwing the ball to your blocking tight end on a quick hit like he's going to go fucking run for 20 yards. Like, what the hell are you doing? Just absurd. Just fucking.
He's too cool. He's too cool to wear something to protect him from the rain. He calls Pharaoh Brown fumbles.
And this guy's like,
That
this
works.
guy doesn't hold the football. I'm just going to come over here and punch it out. This
Bears
big
never had this
blocking
kind of
tight
luck
end.
on their side. This is insane for
He
them.
was definitely not down by contact, McNova. Arguably should have been down by 4 progress, but I think he is still moving forward. Down by contact? Oh,
No,
that's challenging.
he's saying the
Chicago's down by
returner.
contact.
Yeah.
It's not
Oh,
a
the
touchdown, but it's
returner-
Chicago
the
ball.
returner was
Chicago
down
ball.
by contact. Yeah. No, Pharaoh Brown was still perfectly upright. What's Tyler Lockett screaming about? They keep
Oh,
showing
the
him on
Pharaoh
the
Brown play
broadcast.
call. Why don't you throw it to me, man?
He's
Make
like,
a lot more sense.
it's already pretty thin to be giving me targets, coach, but Pharaoh Brown,
Yeah,
that's a bridge too
I'm the
far.
bottom. Don't go
Yeah.
below me, man.
The Moist Report by Leg Up. The Consigliaries got your next article series.
I can't yet. Well, it would have to be. It has to be in game. It's got to be. A live tracker. That'd be pretty great. If we just see, like the wettest coaches, and then just a guy bubbles up to the top. The rain starts. He's wearing cotton. He's super wet.
Wet watch. Motherfucker
Wet
must
watch.
be soggy. The chat is... Oh
It
my
works, man. These guys. I mean, think about it. Think about just standing out there. Sure. Oh, it's only 40. It's not that cold. It is if you're soaking wet. You're gonna make bad decisions. Come on, guys.
Legendary slip and slide. I'm trying to come up with something here for you.
Legendary downpour.
Slip and slide. I mean, moist is the worst word in the English language. I think that's got to be a part of it. The moist report is just
Moist report.
it's just too disgusting not to use.
The moist measure.
Moist just sounds like a moist word. Like, why is that a word? Moist?
Yeah, a lot of people don't like
Moist maker. No.
it.
Now that's even worse.
We're gonna
That sounds so
that
bad.
one.
I think we're still workshopping it. There's no bad ideas. We're just brainstorming here.
Soak chasing, already owned by the
Soak
Mormons.
chasing.
Oh,
Soak chasing's pretty good.
moist maker is already a thing. I will not be googling that on
You
stream.
I'm not
Googled that.
Googling that. I'm definitely not Googling
She
that.
just said it. How? I mean, you really quickly Googled moist maker after she said that, or else you've already Googled it.
Or what if he already had it up?
He already knew.
Yeah, this is the coach soaked index is pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
That's the winner. Coach soaked index.
it's right up
Yeah.
Greg's alley too. We could get the.
We'll talk to Greg. Maybe we can get a
Yeah.
partnership going on the coach soaked
Coach
index.
soak index. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, he could have the little dials and show us how bad when they're wet, how bad their choices get.
Yeah.
How much
Yeah.
moisture the sweatshirts will hold.
Sean
in.
McVay's is like red alert,
Yeah.
right? Like this shit goes way downhill once
Way
he gets
down.
a little bit wet.
Way down.
This is an LA boy for sure.
You have to literally for Sean, you got to make sure he's not sweating too much. That might be enough.
Any moisture can just throw the whole thing off.
Yeah. They did was the first game in Arizona? Because that would kind of shake things up, right? They lost to the Cardinals in week 2. Where's this one? Is it in LA? I think it's in LA.
The Moist Maker is a Thanksgiving sandwich made famous by the Friends episode, the one with Ross's sandwich.
Where he right? Actually, I knew what it was from. When he said it, it took me a minute. Yeah, that's when Ross writes the note on his Thanksgiving sandwich because Monica makes the special, and he goes
Okay.
off on people in the office.
That's funny.
I've never watched Friends in my life. No.
I'm trying to remember. I don't remember that. That's one of the.
I thought it was
wife's
going to be
favorite shows.
something far worse than that.
Yeah. me too.
like something really dirty. Yeah.
Keenan.
Feasting underneath.
Well, they're starting to throw the ball a little bit. I mean, hopefully that'll open something downfield. We're getting the Caleb second half stuff going a little bit, at least. I mean, it's not a lot of yardage, but fuck, they're moving with some tempo. Like they're doing something. They're not just trying to run out the third quarter right now.
That's true.
Oh God. Oh
And
God. Right after I
there's
said
a
that.
drive killing sack. God.
Fuck this game.
It's going to be hilarious when we get overtime for this too and we don't even want it.
No, we're not doing overtime. We'll just shut it down.
we
The
could
thing
do
is,
some
this has
playoff.
not even gone on that long. It has felt like the longest ShipCast of the year. We're
gonna
about
be
at the
the
2-hour mark, and we finished 3 quarters. This game's about to fucking end in under 3 hours. It's crazy. I'm getting another drink. Get 2 drinks. My wife and kids are at the in-laws.
We are down so bad. We had a 2-yard play. Gretchen selling his momentum.
I know. I couldn't even participate. I was like,
Overtime pickup. No, buddy. We're no.
oh.
So you guys are excited about the Saturday games?
Those actually look pretty good. Those were the first game. What's the first game? That was not that fun to write up, but the next two were pretty fun. Let's see. What's the schedule?
I wish those games were just on Sunday. Come on.
Me too. Oh yeah, the first game was the Chargers Patriots, which was not super fun to write. But then the
What do you mean not
Broncos-
super fun to write up?
You
about?
love
You've
Drake
been-
May.
That has been the game you've had circled for 8 months. You used that game as an excuse to draft Drake May in every draft.
Yeah.
What do you mean that game wasn't fun to write up?
Well, I mean, first of all, I've said everything there is to say on Drake May before now, so I don't have too much left to write about him. The weapons obviously never came together for the Patriots, so there's just not, and they're benching Ramondre maybe, so it's just kind of a. I wrote more on the page. I had more fun writing the Patriots side for sure. But the Cardinals Rams that game that was fun to write up, and the Bengals Broncos are actually pretty fun to write up too.
Yeah, I need the Bengals game. Very bad for my team.
The two, I'm looking back up to the chat, and I heard you guys on my headphones, obviously saying the 2-yard play. I was selling his momentum, and that was very funny. I just laughed at that again. Did you, when you were going through the games this week, did you get this weird sensation that, these games have already been played? Like when
Because we thought about them so much.
because we talked about them so
Yeah.
much, it's
Yeah.
wait, this was a week 2 game. We already saw Atlanta and Washington play. They're not even in the same division. They already played this year. But it's no, we just talked about them all off season.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
That-
remember
it's
this
always-
matchup. I remember
it's
this
always a
matchup. I remember this
surreal thing.
matchup.
It is.
Well, and even just laughing. I mean, whenever I see the Rams, I mean, I literally remember Pat's mnemonic device of didn't you have the Puka Marv Bowl? Isn't that what
Yeah.
you called
Yeah.
the Rams?
This was a Shane Waldron game. Revenge
Yeah,
game. He's not even fucking coaching.
Shane Waldron.
Shane Waldron revenge. He didn't make it to his revenge game.
Yeah, make it says game.
But
That's
but yet they're still screwing JSN.
Yeah, and it looks like he's coaching both teams.
It kind of feels that way.
The games I was most excited about, I mean, Houston, Baltimore. I thought Houston was going to be so good. They got beat 31-2. Washington, Atlanta, I was super into. There's going to be a bunch of rain in Washington. You're like, I mean, who was telling me
No,
about the El
don't-
Nino in Washington? Somebody
Don't
should have been
tell me
telling me in the
that.
summer. You got Michael Penix in there, and they're not even going to be able to throw the ball. Like none of that is good. It's brutal.
Can Jaden Daniels throw it though? That's more what I need.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
He can run a lot.
Well, I have him and Terry, so
I had a lot of Denver, Cincinnati. That still seems like a fun game.
yeah. Well, I don't have any
Yeah.
Denver side. I just have the
That one seems
Cincinnati
fun.
side.
I think we can count on Cincinnati there.
what I
Carolina,
like to hear.
Tampa has a huge over-under. Tampa has the highest implied total. That's not something we would have thought in the summer.
No.
Oh,
That's
good.
one to
I-
bookmark.
No,
Like you
I
wouldn't have
think
thought.
Yeah, Bucky's set up really nicely.
I have
He's gonna-
Bucky and
He's gonna
McMillian.
smash.
Well, good. That's what these are what I
I-
need to hear.
I hope everyone who has Bucky wins.
Thank you.
I think he's on 9.
What was it?
That made it.
Is McMillan in a good spot? You like him this week too? Say yes.
I haven't written that one up yet, but it's kind of eyeing up like what potential spots were for cover boys as I got there, and the Bucky caught my eye as potential. It'll
Yeah.
be- I still have to write it up, but yeah, I got him on the mini schnauzer. So go Bucky.
This
Oh
is
yeah,
our night after Christmas. Still fire up a ShipCast. It's fucking 6-3 in the fourth quarter. I'm having a great time with you guys. I just want you to know that.
we're all
It's a
just here so
pleasure
we
to
don't
do
get
this with you
fined.
guys.
Yeah.
It is. What a game.
I'll tell you right
Holidays
now.
are about.
Get your plugs in now because this is gonna be a walk off. There's no talking about plugs once the game ends. The second it says zeros on there, the stream's fucking over. So plug what you need to now.
Should we build some pick'ems for the Saturday games?
Not under this headspace. No.
Yeah, I don't think we.
Yeah.
I can't see us picking winners right now.
No.
We need a day of rest tomorrow that we get.
A day of rest after
Need to find God.
It's honestly weird the NFL didn't schedule a game for tomorrow. Like I'm so.
They
broken.
should have just
Considering they have
commit to
three?
the bit.
Yeah, it is
I hate
kind of
it,
weird
man.
they don't
It's-
have one tomorrow at this
it
point.
sucks.
How is Amazon not trying to do some Black Friday
Right.
part 2 revenge?
Yeah.
Boxing
Black Friday
Day.
sale?
Boxing Day?
Fucking
Is it
return
Boxing Day?
shit. Instead of returning your gifts to Amazon, watch football.
Ugh.
Thank you, Balls Life. Happy to hear that.
Merry Christmas, Balls Life.
Yeah. I'm glad that you guys enjoy this. It's dog shit, but I'm glad you guys enjoy it.
I don't know why. It fucking sucks.
Pat, wasn't your nuke game from Brady? That was a Tampa Carolina game, right? It was the Brady
That was Tampa, Carolina. Yeah.
with
Oh,
the
boy.
with the DJ Moore bring back.
I
That's
just fucking realized this Joe King guy is not named Joe King. It's joking. He's been in the chat like
I
several
need a
times
head
before.
job.
Honestly, had not put that together either.
I didn't
I've
either.
seen this fucking guy with his little avatar before. He's like in here and he's very serious right now. Today is Boxing Day. You should joke
What if he's
more.
joking, though?
Joking.
What if he's
Yeah.
what if he is? What if it's tomorrow?
He's joking.
Happy Boxing Day to all who celebrate.
What is Boxing Day again? Isn't it an English thing?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
like
Yeah,
it's
it
an
is an
English-
English thing.
Oh, it's English? Okay.
joking.
Yes, it is the second night of Hanukkah, guys.
Wow, a
Jason,
JSN target.
Quick pass.
Happy Hanukkah.
Do you think that was a
envisioned 10 of
mistake?
those.
Was that supposed to be to Noah Fant?
That might have been. Yeah. They might have audibled under duress. Remember when I talked you guys into playing Caleb Williams passing yards over? Oh, it was 200 and he was at 85. And you guys mentioned that it was 100 away.
Uh-huh.
He's not at 100 yet.
All it takes is one big 90-yard run play. and
I
we'll
was
be there.
assuming he was close.
He's not at 100. He's at
Is
like
he at
95.
50? Oh,
No, he was at 85. We did this at halftime and he's added, I think, 7 yards.
You gotta love Seattle burning every play clock as if they're up by 30 points right now.
I hate
This
it.
is everything
really
about
hate
this
this game.
sucks. Your wife is from Riga, Latvia. Celebrated Boxing Day growing up. Congrats to your Latvian queen.
2 more rush attempts for Sharps.
Riga's
Love
the
the
capital
choice.
of Latvia. I've done the capitals thing this year a little
oh,
bit.
yeah.
Embarrassed
So
myself.
the
with some of
choice
those.
instead of saying wife to go with Latvian Queen there. Congrats to your Latvian Queen.
God, just run this back so I can feel something. Oh,
I know, I
when
just
said
want
that.
any-
Travis Homer just destroys him. No, that's not Travis Homer. Wrong team.
Travis Homer's out of the game.
This could be the Travis Homer revenge game.
He's inactive, I think.
He didn't make it to the revenge game either because his coach that likes him is fired.
Sherman got fired.
Who?
That was a joke. Sam Sherman. I was joking.
Oh,
'Cause
sure.
He's obsessed with Travis Homer all the time.
He did love Travis Homer. I think it was his highest exposure player.
No.
No, I'm kidding.
Travis Homer.
I was just hoping Sam was watching to be tilted. I don't even think it was. He just...
Oh. God. Geno Smith has 20 rushing yards, which is worth 2 points, and has 5 total points in this scoring system in this Dynasty League I keep talking about. Like, how the fuck do you got 20 rushing yards on the game? How do you only have 5? How do you have nothing else? There must be negative for sacks or something in this scoring. 132 yards?
Really? I don't think so.
He's got 132 pass yards, 20 rushing. How is that 5? I mean, even 25 yards per pass would be 5 passing, and then you'd have 2 more for rushing. He hasn't turned the ball over. Oh, no. Oh, he's fumbled twice, but he's not lost them, but maybe just fumbling is
Maybe, yeah, some leagues give you the penalty for fumbling.
Just fumbling, yeah.
It's like 1 for a fumble, 2 for lost.
That's right. That's what it is. It's not, and there's actually nothing for fumbles lost. It's just fumbles are -1.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What does the NFL hate ShipCast? Yeah, if we would have done our ShipCast the 4 p.m. window the past few Sundays, like the past month, like the 4 p.m. window has been just absolute bonkers, nonstop scoring. But Thursday Night Island games, I mean, there haven't been, I mean, when was even the last good Island game?
There haven't been a lot of good ones, but you said it well earlier. This takes the fucking cake, man. This
By
is
far.
Torture.
Yeah.
Worst game of the year, not even close.
Yeah, even the 49ers Rams was a little more interesting than this.
Yeah, that game sucked, but it was at least a little bit. You're right, a little bit more interesting than this.
Yeah, like Puka made a
Kyron
big
could move
play.
the ball.
Kyron,
Yeah.
Yeah, there was like shit that happened.
Some stuff.
And like even games like the Baltimore-Houston game on Christmas yesterday, which sucked and was over early, and teams brought on their backups. Lamar did fun shit. Derrick Henry was doing shit.
Oh, yeah.
Like one team was doing.
some cool stuff happened.
Yeah.
That
Blowouts were
the
like the
Lamar
backups
touchdown
getting
one was
brought
awesome.
in. I mean, those types of blowouts can sometimes suck, but the Monday night game, Packers and Saints sucked, but like you at least got whatever. If you were a Josh Jacobs fan, you're like, yeah, he's doing some shit,
Right.
No, that game was pretty brutal for me.
The game was not fun for anybody. Yeah, that one sucked. That's up there. That's on the list of worst games of the season. We did figure out if Seattle needs to win, Ryan. I got really angry about it, and the best comment was after I explained the whole thing. Somebody was like, "Take a breath." That was good. It was like, so then this happens, and this happens, and this happens.
Well, it was what? If they win, they go up by 2%.
Why could they possibly be showing the James Harrison Super Bowl
Honestly,
interception?
Because
it's
of Leonard
way
Williams'
better.
top speed. They're comparing, I believe, the top speed of Leonard Williams. I think. Because they're talking about his
on
top
the
speed on his
interception against the
interception.
Jets that they just showed.
Just
I
having
think-
a highlight was nice. Personally.
It was nice. That was a fun
Yeah.
football play. Although I was rooting against the Steelers pretty hardcore in that game, and that was if you're a Cardinals fan, I mean, that was one of the all-time shitty turn of events. That was the last play of the half. They just had to tackle him. I mean, and the Cardinals should have been scoring before half. So it was just a massive swing in that Super Bowl. Cardinals were going to score to like either go ahead or extend a one-score lead, and they either went down by 2 scores or it flipped from being up by 1 score to being down by 1 score. I mean, a massive 2-score turn when it was like close, and then the Steelers pulled away. Well, no, the Steelers ended up winning at the very. That's the Santonio Holmes catch game. They ended up winning at the very end, and it all comes back to like that 2-score swing right before halftime.
Dude, that sucked.
Yeah, it was brutal for like Kurt Warner when he was like 40 something was playing awesome. That was a fun team. Young
That was
Larry
when
Fitzgerald, that would have been his only chance.
Yeah. He put the
him on
Cardinals
his
on his
back.
back in that playoff run. He was so awesome in that playoff run.
I mean, there's a lot of fun players. Anquan Bolden on that team. Although Bolden went on to win one with the Ravens, I think. And Warner had won one with the Rams early in his career, but I mean, it would have been cool if he won. I think he would have became the biggest gap between Super Bowls or something.
Interesting.
That was like
Dude.
they won it in.
There's been so many sacks this game.
I wanted the over on William Sacks. That was the thing I felt best about. But they just
They
no one's
should
gonna
like.
get 'em.
Why not let us do sack sliders? That would have been very fun.
Yeah,
Let's
man.
slide that up to
That's
5.
great.
I'm just thankful that neither of these teams are going to be in the Super Bowl.
Ugh. He does all this stuff, but like it feels very.
You guys do
Hold up
realize
the
this is
moment.
going to OT at 6-6, right?
No, that's what I said. I was like,
Yeah.
this game has OT.
Seattle's
Yeah.
going to keep
over.
fucking around, and then Caleb's going to leave a field goal. Once they have to play with 4 downs, like they'll get into field goal range.
Well, that's
Right?
why the pick 6 or the on the Pharaoh Brown was going to be so good because it was finally going to light a fire under Seattle, and
That's right.
that fire has not been lit.
Seattle's been playing like they have a 10-point lead.
They
It's wild.
do. They're bleeding the clock down.
Yeah.
In their defense, a 3-point lead against Chicago right now does feel like a 21-point lead. I haven't even been able to screen share the pick'ems because there's no yardage to like update. There's no news to give.
I think
Just been in a
we're one
holding
away
pattern.
on Sharp. Or 2
I'm gonna-
away.
He's
I'm
2
gonna
away.
keep-
He's at 14.
Pulling us to the 2009 Super Bowl because that's what the broadcast decided to do. It was 10-7. Cardinals had a chance to take the lead before half or tie it at 10-10. They go down 17-7. And they come back and they lead late 23-20 and lose at the very end 27-23. But I mean, that's you just go back to that play and you're like, big turn of events. They held the Steelers to 3 points the whole second half until the Holmes touchdown at the very end. Had a chance to, I mean, they played good defense on these guys all game. Other than that pick 6, they had
Who was their coach then, the Cardinals?
Wisenhunt.
Oh, Wisenhunt.
Yeah, Tomlin versus Wisenhunt. Wisenhunt was a pretty good offensive mind until he just wasn't anymore.
So Wisenhunt was with the Titans when they drafted Bishop Sankey, which
That's right.
Bishop Sankey sucked, but I was convinced he was gonna be good. So I grew to hate Wisenhunt because he never played Bishop Sankey. Anytime Bishop
Right.
Sankey got anything going, he'd pull him. But then it also led me. Now I was too obsessed with the team, so I was kind of scrutinizing everything they were doing. I'm like, this guy sucks. He is a terrible coach right now, which I think was correct. Obviously, the Sankey call not so good.
It's super funny. So I just clicked on his coaching resume. He did 6 years with Arizona, took a year off, got fired, right? Took a year off, came back and was the head coach of Tennessee for a year and a half. And it says fired after week 8. This is on Pro Football Reference. And they have their simple team offensive quality relative to average rating. So 0's average. And his second season is when they went to the Super Bowl and they were well above average. And then his third season, they were basically average. And then the next 3 years at Arizona, they were below average and he ends up getting fired. But both of his Tennessee years are worse even than any of his Arizona years.
He was terrible
they're
in
very
Tennessee.
negative. And then he just
He
never
really
was a
was
head coach
awful.
again. 2-14 his first year, 1-6, fired, went 3-20. And that was his Tennessee tenure. So you're not wrong. He was very, very shitty in Tennessee. I don't remember that well, but you're not wrong. He was very bad.
Yeah. My brother Mike would I would just be like, fucking Ken Wisenhunt. I'd just rant about how bad of a coach he was. I'd just be like, come on, man. Get your shit together.
He's- you were not wrong. Pete, were you just texting? Were you texting?
Yeah. No, I'm looking at my NBA teams. Gotta find
Great. That's even better.
Wow, did he actually catch that?
I'm about to find out.
Yeah, probably not. Like his own reaction didn't look that great. And nothing fun can ever happen. So
Oh, he
Maybe.
did catch that.
You did catch
Wow.
Got it.
that.
hell yeah,
Nice.
DK.
That's awesome. What do we have DK with? What's he? The DK slide?
Just
Also,
don't
Rome?
ask questions.
Everything's with Rome.
Just don't ask questions.
I mean, he needs like 4 more of those to even hit his
Yeah.
slider.
Well, give me something to root for, man.
Honestly, the biggest sweat right now is if that second half pick 'em where we have Sharps rushing attempts. We need 2 more and then a Rome catch for more than 13.5.
And Rome.
Well, we got one.
I will say for the chat that we did discuss some lowers. We were like, there's a low over under. There's some weather. We were a little bit concerned about it, but both are concentrated offenses. If this was a normal fucking football game, then something cool would have happened. It's by now. Even at the 42 over under, you would expect some things to have happened, but they've scored 9 fucking points. I mean, I wish I would have done the alternate total under on the betting market. You know, like you could have made a lot of goddamn money tonight. Under 10 points. Plus 10 million. I mean,
God,
geez.
love a good
Oh
little
my
Noah
God,
Fant
Noah Fant.
2-yard catch.
Oh wait, but we did it. We did an over on him. Didn't we do a higher?
We did a
Yeah.
No, we-
touchdown on it.
Touchdown.
Touchdown. No,
No,
we did do
one
we did
with
do
the-
a higher
with
on
the
the
yards.
receiving yards. Yeah, but I mean, Pat, like every one of these, dude, needs so much. Like, just no.
The rest
It's
of
so
them
funny.
are not helping.
I
Needs
can't
a
believe
clean touchdown and
is
Caleb to throw 110 yards.
We
Like,
ran this
still not
twice,
even
though,
at
I
100 yards.
like I said, this is the sweat. This is literally the only sweat. Zach Charbonnet gets 1 more rush attempt and Rome catches 1 pass for 14
Oh, I
yards.
love
That's
that.
the sweat. That's the
feels
sweat.
good.
Okay.
That's all we got.
Sorry for
You got. I mean, you made me happy with that. There's a real sweat.
Was that a backwards pass? We might need it to be. We might need it to be, guys.
Was that backwards? I hope
It's
so.
possible.
I was looking at the down like, oh, we're
Oh, it was
fucked.
close. Come on, step up, step up, step up. No, it was a forward.
Oh my god.
These are the sweats we have tonight.
Pat, I'll tell you where the Noah Fant catch mattered. Was in your tight end premium Dynasty matchup against yours truly, who just got a fourth Noah Fant catch. His 10 points are now higher than Nico Collins' 9 points. So
That hurts.
man, Nico
Reg.
9 points.
That really hurts.
I've got Laporta and Kittle, so if I can't outscore you at tight end, I don't deserve.
Well, I still got I had Mark Andrews. I thought it was so funny when I was watching that game. I was like, me and Pat went back and forth on Andrews so much, and now I'm playing against Pat with Andrews in the finals of a Dynasty League. I have McBride as well.
Oh,
I have
okay.
several.
You'll
tight
be
ends.
fine.
Yeah.
Fant probably won't matter.
You have Kittle and Laporta. You have some nice tight ends too.
Kittle's my Monday night hammer. That's all I have from that game.
Nice to have a Monday Night Hammer.
What is the season record for punts? I mean, I think not last week, but the Rams Niners game, we were talking about how many punts there were. Remember when we did the possession? We pulled up the possession chart and then
that
Pat
was so
tweeted
funny.
it out. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 punts in this game. That's fucking crazy. That's a lot of punts.
God.
That's more than that Rams game because it's both halves. That Rams Niners game we were talking about at a halftime, and it was the whole first half, right? It was like 8 punts, but it wasn't 13. They actually like had real possessions in the second half, if I recall. $13 punts. I'm gonna go look up how many punts were in that Rams Niners game because we gotta fill the airtime. We gotta do something, guys. 1,
know.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 total in that game. So one more punt, and we'll go ahead of the Rams-Niners game.
All right. Do we want to take guesses here on the NFL record for punts in a
Record?
single game?
Dude, back
not
in the
this game.
day.
No, I'm saying yeah. What is the NFL record?
What
for
year
punts?
cutoff?
Yeah,
How
Well,
back?
we're
I've
gonna
never
go
had
pretty
this.
far here. I'll tell you the year. It was 1933.
I
Oh my
knew it,
God.
dude. It was probably in the rule book. Like they thought scoring was just kicking
It's-
the ball
oh,
or
dude.
something.
It's at
22.
least 20.
No, it's gonna be absurd. It's gonna be like 34.
22.
That Pete is correct. It is in that range. And guess what? This is a dual record held by two teams that played the same day. The same day. They both had a combined total of 31 punts.
Wait, they
Wow.
played a doubleheader the same day and both games had 31 punts?
No, the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers on October 22nd, 1933 combined for 31 punts. Packers 17, Bears 14.
I
The
believe it.
same day, the Cincinnati Reds were playing the Pittsburgh Pirates and punted 17 times and 14 times as well.
Are you sure that wasn't a baseball game you just mentioned? The Cincinnati Reds and
Yeah.
Pittsburgh Pirates?
Yeah, that's a baseball game.
Yeah.
That is some wild ass trivia.
The same day in the 30s. Back then, punting was worth a point. They're fucking running the ball.
I love it. I love it.
You don't
You
love it
realize-
because they're going
You
for a
realize
field
this
goal.
is going to overtime.
I'm
The game's going
I
to
am-
overtime. Pete's going to
I'm
bed.
telling you this right now. I'm leaving at the end of the fourth quarter.
You can't leave.
Pat, sign into my get the StreamYard code
I'm
right now.
signed in from 80 feet chasing.
Okay, good.
I'm already signed in. God. Don't leave. Don't do it to
I'm
him.
gonna leave, and Ben can read off punts from the fucking 1930s.
I'm always down to read about random ass trivia. I'm ready for some Sporkle tonight.
That
My
is a
family's not
crazy
even
trivia.
home.
Has that not more commonly known? It happened twice on the same day in 1933.
All right, here's what we're gonna do as a pick me up. We're not gonna hit any of the giveaways, but we're still gonna give away this $400 that Underdog said we could give away. And we're not gonna do the form. I want it to reward the people who are watching the stream tonight. Hashtag punt. I'm gonna get the StreamYard giveaway going. Put hashtag punt. Wait till I get this set up. I haven't even set it up yet. It won't work until I get it set up here. And then we will.
Dude, I'm gonna
spin-
have to
we'll
insist that we spin 31 times.
31.
We randomized 31 times in
do-
honor of the punt.
okay.
Eli,
All right, you guys
Ben
are
has
good.
a mangina. Is your hashtag? Jesus.
There you go. This is how you get
Hashtag
entered.
punt.
What do you guys think? Should we do 4 $100 giveaways or 8 $50?
Or 100.
Yeah, let's do 4. I agree. I can't administratively. 8 seems way too much.
We're doing 4 $100 giveaways.
4 $100 UD. You have to. So when you win, it'll just show your StreamYard username. Afterward, you need to leave your Underdog username in the comments if you want to be eligible. If you win and you don't leave your Underdog username, we have no way to send you Underdog money.
Can they put it in multiple times? What happens when people put it in multiple times? Do you manually take it out? I've seen Star Kindler put it in like 6 times already.
It only will put it in once per
Okay.
name.
because he's hammering. He thinks he's grinding the shit out of these entries.
See, StreamYard does the remove duplicates on its own.
That's beautiful. I did it like 5 times, Hero.
Hashtag punt.
Fourth and inches. They're going for it with 2:14
They should
left.
hashtag punt right now. I'm kidding.
That would be That would break the Rams Niners tie.
Yeah, the surrender index would just explode.
Oh, they got him on false start.
Hashtag punt. Hashtag
Let's
punt.
go. They're gonna punt it. They got 3 timeouts. They want to do it because they got the 2-minute
Yeah,
warning
well,
and
I
3
mean-
timeouts. They're thinking about it.
I can't join the chat. I wanted to enter.
Was he shaking his head? Thomas Brown was shaking his head, wasn't he?
He was.
Was
Dude,
he
if they
saying
punt.
no? We can't go for it now. We got to punt because that would be perfect.
Dude, if they punt this.
That would be the icing on the cake of this game.
Oh, look at the Bears
Look at
fans.
this Bears fan.
They
God.
are-
Oh my God,
they're
he's already doing the
disbelief.
surrender Cobra. He's on the sideline. They're punting.
Punt.
Holy shit. Oh my God. You can't make this up. You cannot make this
They're
up.
punting on 4th and 5 with 2 minutes left.
What
All right.
possible logic is there for this?
Our first winner. We're spinning. Michael, congratulations. If you write your underdog username in the chat right now, let me know. Otherwise, leave it as a comment after.
What just
All right.
happened with the? They had to burn a timeout before they punted. They just burned a timeout. Oh, now they're going for it. They burned a
They're
timeout to
going
go
for
for it.
Oh, wow.
God, I love them so much. I love this fucking game so much. It's the worst goddamn game ever. It's so bad it's gotten good. Because, I mean, you need those timeouts if you don't convert this. Like, obviously, you need your fucking timeout. But you brought your punting unit out, called a timeout, and now you're fucking going for it.
This is where the Rome catch comes. And
Oh,
by that,
now
I
he's
mean-
running backwards by 30 yards.
Oh my God! How did he catch that? What? This game's going to overtime.
Amazing.
I will not be here. I will not be here. We're spinning again.
That was so good. He ran straight backwards like in fucking
Holy shit.
Madden. Oh, I'm just going to run straight backwards and then chuck it.
Jeff Caravan. Congratulations. Jeff,
Oh my
you won.
God.
Are you in the chat, Jeff?
What a throw. I've never seen a dude drop that far back and throw off his back foot and actually get it like on target with enough velocity like that. Dude's got arm talent. Let's be honest. We dropped the snap.
Every single play.
This game
The
is so
Bears.
fucking funny. Oh my God.
Jeff, are you in the
Leonard
chat?
Williams, 2 sacks. Pat, when he gets 1, he gets 2.
Yeah, man.
We wish we could have slid that one up to 1.5.
Yeah. Wish we could have paired that with
Good
something else that
Lord.
didn't
All right, third winner.
it?
Ball is
Ball
live.
is live.
Who wished us a Merry Christmas. That's
That's
karma
right.
right
There
there.
you go.
Shows up every
Merry Christmas
week
to
like
you.
it's his job. Living in the chat. Good work.
All is life. Let me know what your underdog username is. We got one more.
One more. The last moment. The
Congratulations.
last giveaway of 2024 on the ship.
Here it is. Big money, big money, big money. Jesse Thor. Is that?
Congrats.
Wow.
Is that a professional
does.
photo?
Yeah, right. It kind of looked like Teeny from this season of Survivor. Congratulations, Jesse Thor.
Congrats.
Wow,
Yes.
snuck it in? No, this was
Snuck-
already in. Wow. Incredible.
That might have been a single entry winner. Can you
Okay,
guys
there's
believe that?
Jeff. Jeff, tell me what your underdog username is. Same with Ball is Life. Let me be done with all this administrative stuff right now. Okay, there it is.
Yeah. Get it in there.
BJ Lakers 10.
And then we got Let's Get
BG
Soupy.
Lakers.
Let's Get Soupy.
Let's Get Soupy. That's gonna be. You could be a correspondent for Pat's new moisture spinoff.
That's right.
Let's
I
get
like
Soupy.
Yeah.
That's the
As long as
Well, the
this
Coach Soak
refers to
Index.
like the undercarriage. Let's get soupy. It's very
Oh,
moist
God.
down there.
Jesus.
You guys think I'm kidding, but I am not going to be here for overtime.
Your reaction
No.
is perfect.
All right, where is Jesse?
To
What
be
is
clear,
your
I don't
username?
think you're kidding.
We need Jesse Thor's name.
Oh.
He was really late to get his pun in. He might be really late to get you his username as well. The Bears need a dome. Put it out there. All these fucking teams need domes. Let's just play
That's
this.
what Denny
sport indoors.
thinks. That's what Denny thinks.
I fucking loved playing football outdoors when I was a kid. Well, as a fantasy analyst, prefer not to worry about Mother Nature.
If you guys played football,
There you go. It's Thor with 3 R's.
okay. Thank you. You bet. I hope none of you guys
You
have.
could have done
typos
something
in
cool
these.
like Thor's hammer. Your last name's Thor. Like just Thor.
You got BG was BG in the first one. You said BG.
Yeah, BG Lakers 10.
Okay, BG. Okay.
If you guys played football and it was cold weather game, would you guys do the long sleeve under like Keenan does, or do you think
I
you
always
just-
loved the long
Yes.
sleeve. I wore long sleeves in like warm weather. I love the Under Armour.
But
I
his
know
are
you
kind
guys
of
do.
baggy. Like a lot of the Under Armour is more
Yeah,
like tight sleeves.
that's right.
Yeah.
When I was playing like flag football when I was older, I started doing the baggy stuff, and I like that too. I always liked sleeves for whatever reason. Oh, did Dunze catch that? Third
Holy
and
shit.
14?
He did.
Holy shit. Oh my God.
I think he did.
Did we act? Yeah, he caught it. Please,
Was
no
that the
flag,
long
no flag,
catch?
No flag, no flag, no
Yeah,
flag.
What was
no
the
he-
flag.
14 and a half?
I think we had a pick from tonight.
That was 15.
No, don't we need the Sharps carry still? Yeah, we
Do
need
we?
one Sharps carry. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Now you're sticking around for OT, fucker.
I'm not. I'll wake up and find out.
Cole Kmet was wide open. Doesn't even look at him. Wait, pull that up. What do we need? We need one carry from Charbs.
One carry from Sharps.
See, Adunze is good. That's a good catch. It's a good football play. Gets his hands down on the ground, works back up.
Yeah, we just need
Wow.
Caleb to keep throwing
One
it to
rushing
him.
attempt.
Oh Lord.
And they're a kneel it out situation. So if the Bears don't get the field goal, we're not getting that rush attempt.
We need the field goal. We need the field
Yep.
goal. We're rooting
Go
for overtime. now.
overtime. Go overtime.
Amazing. This
Can
is
I hear you say that you want overtime, Pete?
No.
He's already made it clear he's not staying, and he still wouldn't play along with the
You're
bit.
going
This
to bed.
is-
Why can't you root for it?
This is the compromise I'll make. I will go brush my teeth and get all ready for bed, and then I'll come back.
There we
you
go.
guys-
Okay.
He'll do one. He'll do one.
But I have a very elaborate going to bed routine, so it might take a while.
You'll be back for the final minute of overtime.
Can you bring a camera with you? I want to know about this elaborate bed routine.
Hey, don't be a perv, dude.
I'm sticking brushing the teeth.
It sounds like there's more to it than that, man.
Wait, what is the pervy part of the elaborate bed routine?
I told you I have an elaborate routine. All right, buddy.
Okay.
No comment from me.
Whatever
so.
it takes to get you to sleep, bud.
Oh my God.
Oh, we almost caught that.
Rome is trying to claw back this 40-yard deficit head-to-head against Noah Fant.
When you should say the pervy thing, I was for some reason.
Yeah. the chat-
Do you remember that Harold and Kumar went to White Castle when he's just like shaving his pubes in the mirror? Like Pete's routine is like hand clipping his pubes or something.
Got to keep that shit fresh, my man.
Gotta keep it cleaned up.
God, this is gonna be a hilarious field goal attempt.
Oh, he's got Odunze.
This is gonna be a hilarious field goal attempt.
There
What
was
is
a
this, like a
safety there.
60-yarder?
Jesus.
I can't believe we got the longer Odunze catch. And
I know, I'm
we're gonna
taking
get
this off the
another half unit miss. This will be like our 5th of the year.
Okay, stop.
way to end this
Why,
season.
why don't say that?
Well, they got to go for it now. They can't kick this.
If it goes to
They got a
overtime, we get
timeout.
everything.
If they can complete this and convert this
Overs.
play, they call their timeout, kick a field goal.
Get
This is
your plugs
exactly
in
what
there.
we said was going to happen. Pete, you brought it up 2 quarters ago. This is going to OT. We mentioned it again about a quarter ago that Seattle was never going to play to score. And then this was going to happen. Caleb was going to be in 4-down territory late. And with the extra down, potentially get them into field goal range finally. And then we go to OT. 6-6. This game will tie. We have not had a tie this year. There's usually a tie. Like if they
should
make
tie.
a field goal, this shit will tie.
This feels like
Rightfully,
a tie.
this should tie.
This should
Yeah.
fucking
That-
tie
that-
6-6.
So
Seattle
what does
played
that
a
do
6-6
for?
tie with Arizona a few years ago. They're ready for another 6-6 tie.
So what does that do for Seattle's chances to make playoffs?
They're actually eliminated with the tie.
Weird quirk.
Can you guys believe back on like May 8th, you'd be in a draft and you'd take Keenan Allen and you'd be
Oh
like,
my
man,
God.
I got to get Tyler Lockett
Oh
later.
my God. Did you see that play?
Thank God.
Caleb got fucking lit up. Just chucked it up in the air.
Let Sharps kneel it
Playmaker.
down. Wildcat victory formation. All right.
This was the worst game of all the
It's a
games.
terrible
In
game.
the
I
entire,
said with the
not just
clock at
Thursday night
0,
game.
the stream's ending. Steph, you want to say anything to all your fans out there?
Fuck this game.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Jeez,
We love
it's
you.
been fun.